All right, turn in the microphone. See, that sound hasn't been as loud as it usually is. Usually, like before, when I would do that, it would spike the audio levels up into the red pretty high on OBS, which I get to sometimes when I'm yelling at the microphone. I backed up a little bit there to demonstrate it without doing so, but yeah, it hasn't been as loud lately. It might just be because I've got the microphone in a slightly different spot. I don't really know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Here we are again. Back to this. So, my notes are all done. I've got one section of my notes that I'm kind of just adding to continuously for reasons that we'll talk about later when the game actually gives us room to breathe. We, and by we I mean the player and the characters in the game, don't really have a whole ton of time to kind of kick back at the moment because we're all on the run. So when we're no longer on the run, we'll have time to take stock of things, and one of those things is maybe looking at a few data log entries and trying to find some answers to questions that I've marked down. That's the part that I'm writing in my notes constantly as I'm writing down. Here are some big questions that I have that I would like the data log to potentially answer, because if it does, it would flesh out the game's story a little bit and answer questions that the game might not have time to answer while we're in the middle of running away from everything. If it doesn't answer them, that's just bad writing, but we'll see which it ends up being when we get a little further here. Not quite there yet. We're not quite at the 1/3 mark. We got to finish Chapter 8 to be at what I would consider to be the 1/3 mark. So, we shall get there. But, yeah, other than that, I think we're pretty much good to go. So let me take a drink, and then off we'll go. Let's see just how badly Hope decides he wants to murder Snow today. The hellish lower world, feared by every citizen of Cocoon, is known to Fang as Grand Pulse. On the way to Hope's home, she begins relating her past in response to Lightning probed about it. Fang reveals that she's a Lassie from Grand Pulse, the world below the floating shell of Cocoon. After completing Focus, she had turned to Crystal. When she awoke, Fang found herself very far from home in the nest of her enemies, and she was not alone. Vanille, a fellow Grand Pulse Lassie, was with her. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, Snow and Hope spy a group of Palom civilians being herded by Sanctum troops. The government needs to purge them too. Thinking to rescue the people from that fate, Snow leaps into action, ever the cheerful hero. But this serves only to further agitate Hope. What does a Lassie with no hope for the future have to smile about? Shaking his head in disgust, Hope awaits an opportunity to take his revenge. And I get the distinct feeling he doesn't really give a shit what his father's going to say about it, because even though this is his father's hometown, in his hometown, he doesn't really feel like he has very good approval of his dad anyway. Incidentally, I wonder who his dad is. I really hope he's not like some super important government figure or something that would definitely cause all the characters to be like, wait, S-time? Like that S-time? In like Chapter 3 when they all introduce themselves. Because that would be crazy. I actually don't remember. I really hope that's not it. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIII, the stream edition. Last time we finished up Chapter 6, ran in the wrong direction for like 15 minutes, and then began Chapter 7, where Palom is being evacuated/purged because the military knew where we were within literally 8 seconds of us leaving the sewage area that we used to get into the town, which makes me wonder how they knew that as well. They have a way of knowing where Lassie are, to be fair. But, well, suffice it to say that their method of knowing is not here currently. We'll talk about it later. It's one of the big sticking points for me, but we'll talk about it later. What do I got here? Oh yeah, I got a silver bangle maxed out for you, so now we can sell that tungsten bangle for a little bit extra. Do I want the doctor's coat on you for now? It's debatable. I may want to move it over to Vanille and Saz in Chapter 8, so maybe we'll wait on that. And did I get rid of the wild bear, or did I just never buy it? I think I had the wild bear in my notes at one point. I was like, well, I'll just get it because the power circle is too much to upgrade, but then I was like, no, I'll just get this other one. I do want to check something, actually, though, now that I think about it, because I read somewhere that there is a priority list for how the AI handles Sentinel. I just want to see if the skill that they're talking about was on Snow's main path, or if I just got it because I'm dumb. No, it is, in fact, on his main path. Okay, so this skill is Vendetta. You counterattack after defending, dealing more damage the more you're attacked. This is unavoidable for Snow. He has to get it in order to level Sentinel up past role level 1. And this skill is prioritized by the AI over Steel Guard and Meta Guard, even though it only gives him 10% damage reduction, rather than the 20% that Steel Guard and Meta Guard give. Because I'm assuming that's because it inflicts damage at the end, and that's why they prioritize it. Regardless of that fact, it makes Snow actually worse as a Sentinel for the remainder of the game. Let me say it's like this. Specifically as an AI-controlled Sentinel, Snow is now the worst Sentinel between him and Fang for the rest of the game because this skill is stuck on his main path. With Fang, you can actually avoid getting this skill because it is not stuck on her main path. It's off on a side path like Quake is for Snow here. So you can actually just completely avoid getting it altogether and just never bother. And that means that she'll only use Steel Guard and Meta Guard, which is what you want because those have the highest damage reduction. So that means we're going to have to find another niche for Snow, or if he's going to be a Sentinel, control him in the future. And I'm not really a big fan of that. I'm personally very bad at controlling Sentinels and Medics in this game. I find the AI does a much better job than I do. So maybe I actually do attack, since they're all going after my mage, because they should, since he's got the lowest HP. Oh, good, water up. That's fun. Bye. Into the atmosphere with you. Send them into orbit, Snow. While you still have the actual capacity to do any of that shit, send them into orbit. No, the power circle's working pretty good, because significantly higher damage. Like, his strength is 150 something right now, which is pretty high. Most characters don't get that kind of strength at the moment, so that definitely helps. Now, I've said before that Snow definitely has like the highest casting speed, and that by that I mean the shortest casting speed of any character in the game. He just flings that shit out. Like, if I show you Ruin in a minute in this battle, I can show you actually, especially if we get a preemptive strike, which we don't. But if you use Ruin with Snow, like, you'll know. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. In like 2 seconds, 4 attacks. By comparison, here's 4 physical attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, he had to move a guy over to a different guy there, to be fair, but like, it's not as fast. And he's still one of the fastest physical attackers in the game, so him having a casting speed that's even faster than that is insane. And it's probably why a lot of people prioritize making him like a magical attacker, because he just casts so fast that he might as well. The problem is you kind of have to like hinder his physical attacks in order to make him cast magically, because he learns a lot of strike moves. So, but we'll talk about how you could do it if you wanted to do it later, once we actually get the stuff that we need in order to do it. We don't have it yet, so. But you could do it that way if you really wanted to. I'm of two minds about it. I'm not really sure if it's something I want to do just yet. At the moment, my plan is to not have Snow do, magic specifically. Like, it's not going to be his focus. He'll still be able to use physical attacks. But there is a piece of equipment that you can use later that pretty much forces his AI to focus entirely on magical attacks. So if you want to use it, you can. The reason why I'm not really keen on it is because if he goes in for a physical attack in the party that I'm planning on using him in, he actually, like, can I get over there? This looks accessible, but maybe it's not. Like, we could go up here or something. Like, it's on the map. Maybe Lightning and Fang will go there later. I don't know. Not really important for me right now. There's only one treasure that I actually care to get from now on, so. guess everything's okay because the soldiers left. It's definitely not because you murdered them directly in front of us. We can go up here, though. Okay, that's fair. So we can get the jump on these guys or just run around them. Although they have credit chips, so... yeah, but I don't think I'm going to use the thing that lets me change snow around specifically to a caster. It's... because if I actually get him to run up on the enemies, it gets him away from the rest of the party, and if I'm going to use him as a sentinel, which I might still do, even though he's like the weaker of the two sentinels now for the rest of the game, he still performs fairly well as a sentinel. He still has monstrous amounts of HP by comparison to someone like, say, Hope, and he can sponge hits pretty good. So I'll probably still use him as a sentinel. And if I use him as a sentinel, even AI controlled, I want him to run up on the enemies, because that way he'll be in the group of enemies and we'll be standing back slinging spells at them, so he can stand in there and kind of, well, to use a word that they're going to use soon when we get the skill, entrench himself in the enemies while the rest of us stand back. So that's the plan anyway. Guardian Amulet. I think that's Critical Protect, not Auto Protect. That's the evolved version. Anyway, spouting propagandic bullshit over the radio, so nothing really shocking there. Yeah, Critical Protect. Which, I mean, to be fair, Critical Protect isn't too bad. It's probably the most important buff you want to get when you're critical on health, because physical attacks are so prevalent in this game. But, it's not necessary, I would say. Alright, I don't think we can get much here, but I'll give it a shot and see what we can find. What have we already done? We've already done that all up for you. So your Ravager is next, and that's it. Okay, well then let's just, 800, we've got enough, grab it. Must mean we're almost done for this section, because snow's all taken care of here. Probably Hope has a little bit more to do, but that's fine. Still working on that, and that. Actually, we got all your medic stuff. What was I working on here? Was I getting this? Let's see. Okay, so we could finish that. We go here. This is already finished up to this point. Okay. So let's finish Synergist, because at least up to this point here. Because why not? And then, okay, we don't have enough to get bar water, so we'll wait for the rest. Got it. Yeah, right, okay. Alright, well, we don't have too far to go now, so I guess we'll just save. And then once we're done saving, we'll move along. Continue on our quest. Like I said before, I think I said it before anyway, there's one treasure that I actually want to pick up for the remainder of this chapter, and then we don't have to be on the lookout for treasure until chapter 9. But the one treasure that we're picking up is actually a weapon for Lightning that I'd like to use over her Blaze Fire Saber. And it's pretty good. It's probably the one that a lot of people use, to be fair. And I mean, you know me, I'm usually a contrarian. I'm like, I don't really need to use it. It's something that everybody else uses. But in this particular case, it's pretty good, to the point where it's, in my opinion, a little too good to pass up. So I'm gonna use it, specifically because of the way that I want to load out my party. So I just love the fact that that's always his last move on them, because they have enough, like, little enough HP to where by the time we stagger them, he just punches them into the stratosphere and they're just gone. Okay, well that time they weren't, but like, that's the idea. He just sure you can directly into the stratosphere and then just, okay, well that one's gone, next. It's just funny to me. In any case, I think we're almost through all the soldiers and we can just wander right up to them, because that's as brash as Snow would be in this particular situation. Let's just murder a bunch of people. I don't know if he's murdering them, to be fair. I mean, they've got pretty good armor on, but you'd think Lightning would have said something, though, about all this, because, like, these were her squad mates before this, weren't they? Like, they were all in the Guardian Corps together, so you'd think that she'd have some opposition to, well, this, but evidently not. Like, this is where the ludonarrative dissonance comes in, right? Like, and Neil Druckmann would absolutely despise me for even mentioning that word, but this is where it comes in, right? Because you're wandering through the streets, potentially slaughtering these people. Like, there's nothing to indicate that we did not kill them. As far as I'm aware, they don't mention, hey, yeah, we knocked the soldiers out on the way through here. Like, as far as we're concerned, they're dead. I mean, especially considering the fact that we're slinging magic at them, which their armor is probably not equipped to handle, and, you know, when we're on Lightning and Fang's path, stabbing them with swords and lances. So, like... Are we the bad guys? Is that what we're getting at? I mean, obviously there aren't any bad guys here because...
Not good.
You know. That is a child.
Is there a problem? Now why don't you just calm down?
Okay.
What's going on?
Everybody back up. He actually has a plan this time, I think.
I am a
It's initiate terrorism, but, you know, he's at least getting the people out of there.
What are you doing?
Well, he's emptying the clip, first of all, but that too. Because they definitely would have just slaughtered all those civilians because they started shooting immediately, unlike most people.
Doesn't matter who dies. Just wipe them all out.
See, now you're actually thinking like a hero, Snow.
So many of them. Are they really?
Let's hope that it's enough to get rid of these guys, because these guys, if I remember correctly, can be a bit of trouble. Aerial snipers with machine guns. That's not a sniper, but okay, fair enough. I think if I remember correctly, we can mostly just slam our way through them, though. Especially if we paradigm shift like this and then just instantly get a full bar again. So. No launch, though, because they're kind of already in midair. So that's a little... Oh, you know, I should probably do this, actually. See if I can get his other friend, too. Alright, there we go. Do one steel guard while Hope finishes us up. There we go. Alright, back to it. Yeah, like, I don't know, I can somewhat do Sentinel okay, but not, like, great, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine, but it's gonna get the job done. But it's not good enough to where I'm, like, gonna actually be able to do better than I think the AI can do at it, you know? Alright, there we go. I think we can get this guy without me sentineling. This is where the Doctor's Code would come in kind of handy, actually. Because even so, even with Snow's monstrous HP total at this point in the game, the Doctor's Code still heals him for like 20% of his health, which is nothing to sneeze at, so... Oh, and they dropped 2 incentive chips for me. That's 5,000 gil they just gave me. So that's awesome. Well, more of these guys, that's what they've got, but we don't have too far to go, to be fair. Although they gave me a pretty decent chunk of CP out of that, so... Alright, come on, let's do this. Oh, just one? Well, you picked the wrong battle to fight here then, sir, if it's just you. You're about to get smoked. I mean, Hope is obviously also going to get smoked in the process, but he can fix that, like right now, by just slinging again. Or not, because he gets wombo comboed by missiles. That's okay, he's got it. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back, and thank you for resubscribing. That's 29 months. That makes you Dodeca Nueva Chromatic? I forget what 9 is. but thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate it. You have returned, just in time to watch Hope carry out his revenge, most likely. Because here they come, and here we go. Gonna do an edit with Snow in the Get Smoked hat, only if he does something as demonstrably stupid and also incredibly powerful as Alvin did in Xillia 1. Or Leia did in Xillia 2.
You okay?
Yeah, the propaganda has gotten to their brains, Hope. It's rotted them through. You can't really do that. Also, what the hell did they do to Carbuncle? I already asked this, but what is with this Carbuncle? We saved your lives, and I mean, to be fair, we saved your lives by initiating terrorism, but still. Guys, we should just leave. There's a hallway right behind us, and they have melee weapons. We can just go. Like... I mean, I guess that works too, because it'll keep them from getting to us, as long as that doesn't fall on anybody. Oh no! A chest-high wall! My one weakness. As an NPC, I cannot jump.
We don't stand a chance. We can't fight that.
Come on, Hope. Don't be stupid. He's trying to show the empathy part, though.
Sorry.
Which is important, because the populace thinks that they're all monsters and demons and all this other shit. Oh, okay. Nice work, Snow. Where did you get that, exactly? Who did you steal that off of? He's pretty good at flying that thing, considering he's never flown it before. But yeah, the empathy's important because all the civilians think that they're all just monsters and demons and shit, and they're people in terrible circumstances. So, you know, that might have curbed a few people's propaganda bullshit.
We walk from here.
I was gonna say that's easier said than done, Snow. Can do Snow in the Hat if you get his ultimate and use it. I could do that, yeah. I just have to use it on something big enough to where, like, you know, it would be worthwhile to do it, yeah. Like, if there's a point where I just do something really stupid as him, then yeah, he'll get the Get Smoked hat, we'll see. I just have to find that stupid moment, that's all. So, excuse me. I think I'll wait to sell, well, no, I don't have to wait to sell the credit and incentive chips, to be fair. We need a total of, I actually know now exactly how much I need by the time we're through Chapter 10, because Chapter 10 is where we're going to make most of our big purchases, at least for the early part of the game. We need 72, 77, 93,000 gil by the time Chapter 10 is over in order to make all the purchases I'd like to make. And I'm really not worried about that, because we're already at 44,000, and as you'll see soon, there's a lot of money that we're about to come into, not really soon, but like by the end of Chapter 9, that kind of soon, it will come into enough money to where we'll have enough. So, and I mean, especially if we keep getting these incentive chips and stuff. Hold on to this Redocrosite, though. I got it for free. It's earlier than you'd normally get Redocrosite, but I'm going to use it for something once we get to Chapter 9. So, actually, Chapter 10 would be more accurate, honestly. So, but yeah, we'll use it for something. That's the point. And I don't think I can really buy much of anything. I can buy stuff for Hope, but not really for Snow. He's already done, so let's just save and we'll move on. Not really going to worry about upgrades because we already have the silver bangles fully upgraded, so that's enough upgrading, I think, for now. Let's save our chips and stuff until later. Or not chips, but save our materials, components until later. When we get the other accessories I actually want to upgrade, then we'll do it.
Felix Heights is that way, right?
You would know, wouldn't you, Hope? You live
Still
there?
pretty far. A great place for family living. So they say.
You trying to make small talk here, Snow,
Looks like
or?
it actually might be, huh?
Yeah, well, the sea don't have family.
Hey, listen to me, kid. I'm an orphan. I barely got to know my family. But someday, I'm gonna have my own. Once I save Sarah and protect Cocoon.
How exactly?
It's a good question.
Still kind of figuring that part out as we
I wanna do
go.
what's right, but everyone hates LaCie.
And it's hard to break propaganda.
Hard to help someone that's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
It'll be tough. But everything will work out in the end.
That,
As
I
long
think,
as we
is
stay
bullshit.
together and hold on to hope.
We don't have any.
But you're right here. Wait, they already made that joke. Never mind. Are you guys just trying to kill
The sea's only hope is a quick death.
any random person now by burning that to the ground? Like, what's the purpose of destroying infrastructure? You know that they have to pay for that later, right?
Hope. Yeah, right.
Okay, anyway. Didn't upgrade till 3 chapters or so from now. The game's totally possible without them. You'd be overleveled as hell with upgrades. Yeah, you can do the whole playthrough with no equipment upgrades, basically. So, like, it's fine. Like, people have done, it's called an NEU challenge. People have actually done it where they don't upgrade equipment at all for the whole game. So, why? What's the purpose? You're just destroying random shit. Why? Hope, I don't want you getting surrounded. Did I just T-pose in the air while fighting these guys? Okay, fair enough. Here we go again. We'll swap over to, maybe I'll do Send Sin in a second once we get rid of one of them. So that way we can build and block at the same time. I get it, because it's you're blocking and they're synergizing, so you're building. Hope, whenever you're ready. Never mind. Maybe I should actually go send Mad, because he's kind of getting trashed, so. Alright, come on! I'll take you all on. If you would provoke.
I can take it.
That's 1, 2. Alright, well, they're not provoking, so let me building block first. And then just redo it.
Well, come on.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. There we go, we got them all. Good. Do a double steel guard, give Hope a chance to give us protects, and then we'll go back. Why is he still giving me this stuff? Like, I understand we're in the middle of a battle and stuff, but, like, I feel like he just could not, like, let me... I mean, I guess it's because he wants to be the one to kill me, but he could just, like, let me fall over and die. To be fair. Well, unfortunately, the protect is not preventing me from staggering, but, well, we can stagger them pretty effectively, so. Alright, I think we can get them before we have any problems here. Oh, don't get surrounded! Proceeds to get surrounded. Yeah, that isn't exactly the best example you're setting there, Snow, to be fair. Stop it. Stop that right now. There you go. Yeah, I was in fact in midair as that happened. Alright, fair enough. Got it. So probably, yeah, I was going to say we can go back here and grab something, because when they stick you in the middle of a battlefield like this, there's almost always something behind you. So. Wait, what did you think? You were just going to run up on me, man? I don't think so. Got a Shaman's Mark, though, from that. That gives you, I think that's the tier 2 plus magic item, if I remember right. Oh no, it's Falco's Velocycle. What am I going to do? I don't have anybody to help out Falco.
Time to switch, kiddo.
I didn't know Star Fox was here. We're totally screwed. I probably should switch to dual casting, actually. I'll do that after this, just to stagger him, you know. Because he's pretty resistant to physical attacks, it looks like. Alright, sling spells. Gatling gun. Don't think I'm gonna like that. It's still casting. Whatever it is. Alright, back to slashing. Okay. Not back to slashing, but... You can stop now! He's dead! Jesus Christ, these people are crazy! Alright, there we go. Like, there's no kill like overkill, I get that, but, like, holy hell, man! Save the bullets! You're gonna need them if lightning has anything to say about it. Can't believe I'm punching a motorcycle to death. Like, only in this game. You just, at certain points, you just think about what you're doing, and you're like, wait a minute, something's off here. This is a significantly different level than card games on motorcycles, you see. Speaking of which, that one didn't even see me, so that's awesome. As I say, okay, fellas, I mean, if you don't want to see me, that's cool. I'll just leave. It's not like you can catch up to me. Those ones probably can, because I'm looking for treasure, so... I'm kind of okay if we don't, like... Ah, there we go. If we don't get into as many encounters, because, like... We don't need the CP, you know what I mean? We'll be fine without it. Plus, these guys are so disorganized at the moment, we're throwing them for a loop by going off in a different direction. So, there's hopes of a Dofnir weapon. Excuse me. I believe that his I think it's like the Deneb Duelers that Saz got way earlier in the game, where it gives him defense maintenance, which extends the duration of all of his defensive buffs only. That's the thing with the other ones that Saz got, is they extend the duration of his offensive buffs only. I'm not a big fan, just because I would rather my synergists get maintenance on all of their buffs rather than only certain ones. So there's a lot of people that swear by these, but I'm not a big fan, honestly. Like, it feels like the buffs last long enough, and if you want the buffs to last longer, just have more synergists in the paradigm shift, you know? Because the more synergists you have, the longer your buffs actually last. So I prefer, personally, to just tank, like, not tank, but, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Gouge, that's the word I'm looking for. Gouge Hope's magic stat and let him do massive damage, because it seems to work better, in my opinion, so we'll probably just be selling that. But yeah, the Shaman's Mark starts at magic plus 50. It takes a lot to upgrade, but it'll give you more magic with every upgrade that you get, so that's probably not bad. Falco, 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 no one gives a damn about Slippy! I'm trying to be Slippy right now, or more likely, probably more apt way of putting it, Slippery, because the enemies are trying to catch up to me, but that one I had bamboozled by doing a small circle, so... Alright, I'm staying back here for a second. So probably, here's the thought process I have, right, is probably when it says Gatling Gun, I'm supposed to switch to Sentinel, provoke him, and then Steel Guard it. That's my thinking. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I'm thinking. So... if I see it, I'll do it, I guess. Let's just stabilize the gauge first before we go over to dual casting. Okay, so here's my thinking, right? Building block. Provoke the shit out of him. Okay, that's good. Now Steel Guard. Okay, well, I was going to Steel Guard, but sure, why not? I guess we could do that instead. I definitely should have clicked a little faster, but I did not. Yeah, just top me off a little bit here, hoping then we'll go back. Thank you. Alright, here we go. Back to it. Stabilize the gauge. And I guess we'll go back to this, even though we won't get our full bar. That's fine. We can build the gauge up a couple of times. Then we can go in for the kill. Alright, got him. Cool.
No problem.
Yes, you are correct. Bamboozling these people is Seems like it's working out pretty well. Hey, I got a fiber optic cable out of that guy. Can use that to wire my house. They don't offer fiber optic cables for home internet around here, so unfortunately I have to go with just regular wiring. But you know, it's a thing, I guess. It just happens. I don't know necessarily if it would be something that I'd want anyway, fiber optic cables, because I feel like that's something you get if you like have a really like professional setup, you know what I mean? I definitely no, don't have a professional setup going on. So alright, so let's get rid of this guy. In a second I'll go to Sentinel so I can block the Gatling gun that is sure to be coming my way like as soon as I get out of this. So alright, switch over to building block. Provoke him. There we go. Maybe not that. Hold on, actually. I'll just wait a second and I'll switch over once he gets some stuff on me. Alright, there we go. Do that to make sure we've got him. Go on. I know you want to use Gatling guns, so go ahead and use it. I'm giving you the opportunity. I don't have an offensive paradigm here. I'm going to switch over and he's immediately going to use it. That's the problem. Okay, forget it. I do have an offensive paradigm, so here you go. Okay, I've still got him, so. Go on. Do it, you coward. You won't. Haha. Alright, back we go. I believe that was also partially because of the physical wall skill that we have, and that was why we were getting the blocks rather than like just taking 1 or 2 damage, is because with the equipment that I currently have on Snow, he can synthesize physical wall 5, which negates the first 5 points of damage, and since he has damage reduction from being a Sentinel and using Steel Guard, it makes it a lot easier to, you know, lower that damage output. Alright, let's get this going. We can build the gauge up a little bit. If he gets on Gatling gun, we can just break him out of it because he'll be staggered in about 3 seconds. So, there we go. And off we go. Still can't believe I'm punching a motorcycle to death. Bonk. Didn't you watch Dumb Ways to Die? No, doing your own electrical work isn't a good idea. Oh wait, you know something about that. You have a non-zero chance of dying. Yeah, I've actually already done some electrical work for people. I didn't die, so that was good. I did find out that their house is wired really poorly by whoever did it previously, though, and I told them, no, you should definitely seek out an actual professional electrician for this part, because I have some experience, but not that kind of experience. So, I was going to say, I have a feeling there's a chest at the end of this. So. Oh, some money. Nice. Okay, so this is Riviera Towers. This is actually not the section where the item that I'm... Excuse me. Oh.
Have a thing for heights.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's something no one ever says, Snow. What? What do you mean? Oh, okay, it's like a potion commercial. There's a potion commercial. I have a question. Who are they selling these potions to? Because, like, they're selling them to me, but, like, I'm killing people. Why? Who do they normally sell these to? The military? And if that's the case, why do they sell them to the Like, here's my question. And it's one of the questions I have in my notes that I hope the data log answers, but I have low hope that it's actually going to answer it. What is the purpose of money in this world? Like, you have Gil, obviously. But, like, we just got through in the last episode seeing that Carbuncle and all the other Cocoon fallacy provide for every need and want that the citizens have. So what purpose does money serve? Like, does it... Are they using it for something? If every need is provided, what do you have to buy? That's just what I'm curious about, I guess. I don't know. Alright, yeah, top me off. I'll provoke. It won't work, but that's okay. Why does provoke have a chance of not working? Like, what purpose does that serve other than to piss me off? But yeah, like, what's the purpose of money in this world? I mean, I guess it could just be like lol capitalism, but like, if it's lol capitalism, why are they selling to known like lessee? Wouldn't that be kind of counterintuitive to their business? Because then if the people who, you know, they have as regular customers buy from them, like, they'd be like, oh, you sold to lessee, and my government says to be afraid of lessee, so I can't buy from you ever again. Like, excuse me, what? I don't know, it's just a question that I have, and I kind of hope that the data log answers it, to be fair, but I don't know that it will, so we'll see. It won't be that long before we start reading data log entries. We don't have time at the moment, we're fugitives, but you know. Hey, Yuna Summoner Priest, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're just chatting about stuff while we beat the living hell out of these flying soldiers. Money is because, oh, hello. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Just kind of chatting about the world, trying to figure out how it goes while I get my face blasted off by missiles, as you do. We're in Chapter 7 at the moment, in case the background wasn't clear on that. And the fact that we're with Snow and Hope, because they usually aren't in the same party together until much later. Oh, thanks for the Phoenix down, that's nice. Okay, so Riviera's right over here. I think we've got most of the treasure I care about. To be fair, the only treasure that I care about is in the next Lightning and Fang section, if I remember correctly. Basically, the one that we're looking for is in the Central Arcade, which I think we've been to with Snow, but I'm not sure. Like, we might have gone around it, to be honest. I don't think I like where this is going. Alright, so here's what we'll do. We'll do what we did before, where we get rid of one guy, and then if I have to immediately switch to Sentinel, I will. So, I'm probably going to have to switch to it here, honestly, because, well, no, I'm getting healed somewhat. I just see the yellow health, and I'm like, ooh, that's not good, but Snow's got so much health, it doesn't really matter, so it's fine for now. Alright, we'll get rid of that guy, and then I'll provoke them while Hope keeps himself alive. Okay, yeah, he's Gatling gunning anyway. Okay, we got it. Go on! Give it to me! Thank you. Now we wait. Okay, back to it. He'll probably do it again before long, but, you know, we should have this other sniper by then, at least. You're here to kill Soldier First Class Lightning. She does have that kind of going for her, doesn't she? How far am I in? I am in, I think we've got about an hour or two of Chapter 7 left. Roughly. It's just a rough guess. So, yeah, but we're in Chapter 7 at the moment, so. Well, that's okay. I just got a Phoenix down from the other guy, so if I have to, I'll use it. I'm not really worried about Phoenix down use, honestly. Like, you can buy them for fairly cheap, so. Of course, buying anything in this game is like, where's the gil gonna come from? But oh, I gotta. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. 1, 2, 3, Steel Guard. Haha! I'm gonna eat a few of these bullets, but well, it's close enough. Here, sorry, I'll look at chat once I'm done with this. I just want to make sure I'm not going to get Gatling gunned in the face again. I think I've built the bar enough at this. Where's he going? Like, what are you doing sliding to the other side of the battle? Are you trying to make space? These battlefields are square and have limitations. You can't just, like, slide out of here. Alright, I'm dying, but it'll be fine. I have 400 health. I'll be okay. Until he loads up another Gatling gun, in which case we'll have to interrupt it by just spamming. When they're staggered like this, they have significantly lower tolerance for getting smacked in the face. Usually if they're loading up on super attacks, they just kind of stop. So that's why you want to do that. And obviously if you pair that with, like, say, Curse, which is a skill that you can get later on in the game, that reduces their likelihood to continue with attacks while you're attacking them. So it increases their chance of staggering, which is pretty nice. I like it. And obviously if you pair that with Vigilance, you're in pretty great shape. Alright, I think after this, yeah, after this we're going to be where we need to be. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, you're in Chapter 11. Nice. congrats on that. That's the longest chapter in the game. We will be there. Probably not this week, but next week probably. So, do you even need all this CP? Not for Snow. He's already done. Hope needs it, but you can see why people are afraid of Lassie. Those bullets actually did nothing to Snow. 13 was better than you remember. It's not bad, honestly. Like, it has its faults and flaws, and I will talk about them. I find a few flaws in the way that it presents its story, and it's not in the way that most people complain about, like, well, they use all these pronouns in the first 2 chapters. What do these mean? It's like, okay, if you've played any JRPG in, like, the past 25 years, you could probably figure out what they are, okay? But the way that they present some of the story beats are like, I don't know if this works. So, I don't know if I got any credit or incentive chips. Let's just use our CP and then we'll save. How about that? I got some Deceptisol, though. And some extra fiber optic cables. Alright, so Snow, you're done. So we'll just leave the CP for later for you, because you're still in stage 5. But to be fair, you got all your roll levels, so that's not bad. They have auto battle. Disgusting, the internet in the past. Yeah, and all the maps are hallways. It's too linear. Okay, anyway. We've already actually discussed all of those things earlier on the playthrough, where I said, well, here's my take on the linearity, right? Here's the thing. If you're a fugitive from the law, right? And the whole entire planet that you're on has the law, because it's a small planet that they're on. Cocoon is a small planet that they're on, and the law is everywhere on that planet. They will find you. I mean, they found us within 8 seconds of us leaving that elevator out of the sewers earlier this same chapter. So if the law is everywhere on that sphere, and you're a fugitive from the law, and they will try to kill you when you stop moving, wouldn't you, like, run in a straight line? Because if you stop to talk to a civilian in a village to do a side quest, not only are you dying or you getting, shot at by soldiers who will instantly know where you are, the village is going to get killed because you're consorting with the village. So, like, it never made sense to me. Like, what do you want them to do? Stop? If they stop running, they die. Like, you can't stop for side quests when you're running from the law. It doesn't make thematic sense. But that was what I said in, like, the second stream we talked about that, so, Yeah, then the game stops being linear and fucking swallows your soul. It opens up, it's very backloaded, but we'll get there. We're not there yet, but we'll get there. I didn't have the doctor's code on you, right? Yeah, no, okay. That's all you need to have is that stuff, so. But, I was never really on board with a lot of the complaints that the internet had for this game back when it came out, because it all felt really surface level, right? Like, they didn't really examine anything about the game. They didn't play it on its own terms and say, okay, well, this is what I found, and the game doesn't answer this, or the game doesn't do this, or it just feels like, oh, hallway in the beginning, first 2 chapters, and also auto battle, because that's where the cursor starts, and they didn't bother going in the options menu to fix it, and it's like, no, you guys can do better than this, right? Like, we're better than this. Right? We weren't back then, to be fair. We were not better than this, but we've gotten better. I like to think, over the past 10 years with this video game analysis stuff.
I wanted to ask you something.
So,
What's that?
You say you want a family. What if they were taken from you?
he's actually being pretty strategic about it.
Take them back.
That's not what
if you couldn't?
he meant. What if they died?
What if you knew who was to blame?
Well, then there'd be trouble. Hey, are you okay?
You're just asking him this now? Rule of thumb was if it's bigger than snow, don't fight it. I did not have fun. Yeah. Okay, well, that's problematic. I hope I have the right paradigms for
Talk
this.
about this later.
We don't seem to have time to
Don't just stand there.
get over your... Okay.
Hope, wait!
Nice transition, by the way. Very subtle. I'm going to actually ruin. I don't think we need to attack the Ushmagal Subjugator, because he's got napalm. Maybe I use a Libra Scope, actually. I've got 2 of them. I might as well. Oh, nice. More napalm. Maybe I actually send Sin? Yeah, I'm going to send Sin, actually, for a second, because I think he has, like, a big attack that you'll want to provoke, so just see. Well, the bar fire will actually help quite a bit for that, so that's fine. Go ahead, Hope. Get a few more buffs up on us. I'll block them while you do that, and then we'll go over here. Yeah, there you go. You don't want to get tail hammered. So just top me off real quick, and then we'll go back to Comm Rav before we lose the thing. Help. Snow, whenever you're ready. There you go. Yeah, the bar fire should be pretty useful for this. Alright, I'm going to start attacking. Power Circle demands that I smack him in the face. Oh, maybe it doesn't because I have to go up to get to him. Alright, so instead of that, let's just do this. Ow! Quit it. And I'll swap over to Lifeguard after this. I probably should have had like a comm med or something. That probably would have worked a little bit better. Oh well. Well, you know what? Actually, that's probably about good. Just give me one, and then we'll go back to this. Thank you. Yeah, I probably should have had a comm med. Oh, that's not good. Overdrive. Oh, okay, I see. He's got Deep Protect and D-Shell. That'll actually help a little bit. Once we... Alright, dual casting it is then. He's got Bravery, which is problematic, obviously, but we can handle that. Especially now that we got him staggered, like, that's helpful. Should make it a little easier. I'll toss a potion, I think, though. It is me you want, to be fair. You know what? I'll ruin as well. 'Cause we're not going to get him in one stagger, so... I might have to reapply bar fire after this, though. Like, we'll have to see if it runs out or not, you know. I just want to inflict as much damage as I can while his bar is doing what it is, so before we run out. So, and then we can heal after that. Alright, there we go. Now we can heal. Actually, before I do that then, okay, well, up I go. I guess I'll get Hope up. Hold on. Alright, provoke him. There we go. Do some steel guards while we get healed up, and then we'll go to building block, and we'll do the same thing. Not quite yet. I'll wait for one more cure. He's gonna heal himself, watch, little shit. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, okay, yeah, reestablish Barfire while I've got him targeted and, you know, stuck on me. So, because Barfire is really the main thing that we want, so, alright, let's go back to Ruin. I probably should have kept Wild Bear, because I probably would get more magic out of Wild Bear than I'm getting out of this, to be fair. I gotta tell you, Vigilance would be really nice for Hope to get, but he doesn't get it, unfortunately. He gets something else instead, as we'll show later. Okay, I guess I'm healing him with another Phoenix down. There you go. I probably should be using, like, you know, Sentinel a little bit more, but it's fine. We'll be fine. We can handle it. I'll throw a potion if I need to. After I switch again. Alright, potion me up. There we go. And then off we go. And he should be done this stagger because we've got this, so just get the ruins off. Okay, Hope got all his stuff off, and off he goes. See? Not bad. We were cutting it a little close there. Actually, Shiva probably would have worked pretty nicely there, too. I didn't even think about that, but there you go. That's sleight of hand. The cutscene was the loading screen. Yeah, exactly. I'll help you. So how's your evening? It was okay. Just notice the AI is not good at healing you up when you go medic. At the moment, it's not... I mean, all we've got to work with at the moment is Cure. I think it has Cura as well, if I remember right. I think we got that as Hope, but... Or maybe that was Vanille. No, I think we got it as Vanille, but not Hope yet, so it really only has Cure. Once we get, like, up there further with the Cures, like, we get Cura and then Curaga and Curaja, it's a little easier. But that's what the doctor's code's for, baby. Use that doctor's code when you're above 3,000 HP. You get 5% of your max back. Actually, 10%, because it heals 300 instead of the 150 it normally heals. So.
If you need to take a break, why don't we do it over there?
you know, out of the line of fire of all of these crazy things.
Here.
I'm not thirsty.
We just had like 6 potions, Snow.
Well, don't want to waste it.
Oh, well, here we go.
Mommy. I can't. Snow? What do you plan to do? I need to know.
I told you. Save Sarah, protect Cocoon, and have myself a big, happy family. Still, it's a long road ahead.
He's gonna say one really bad thing, and it's just gonna set him off.
Whatever happens, things will work themselves out.
See, you keep saying that.
Even if you're Lassie, you gotta keep fighting.
I mean, you're right about that part,
What
but
if that gets people around you involved?
What?
What happens when your actions end up ruining someone's life?
see, now he's hitting home, right?
What if someone dies? What then, Snow?
Yeah, that's a good, important person to be thinking about
How do you
right there.
pay for what you've done?
I can't! Right? There is nothing that can make something like that right again. When someone's dead, when someone's gone, words are useless.
So that's it? People die and you just run away?
I know! It's all my fault. I don't know how to fix it. Where do you start? What do you say? All I can do is go forward.
See, like, I like to rag on Snow,
Surviving until I find the answers I need.
but genuinely, like, what else would you do
You're running from what you deserve.
in this
Why don't you
situation?
tell me what I deserve.
The same fate.
Why did he explode? Did he learn Firaga temporarily? Oh, that's not good.
Nora Estine. She was my mother. And she died because of you.
I'm pretty sure he tried to save her,
The
kiddo.
one she meant.
Yeah, you didn't see the passing resemblance? Hope. I was gonna say, I hope you know protect, because, okay.
Oh!
Not this time, kid! Use Steel Guard, Snow. Okay, I don't, think Steel Guard, is gonna help in this case. Ow. Well, I think he broke his fall with his back, but let's hope Lightning and Fang know a little bit more healing magic, because they're gonna need it. Yeah, okay, his back is broken. There's no way. Did you pay attention to his brand? You see it in the cutscenes early. Yeah, the brand actually changes over the course of the game. You can actually see it, like, opening up. There's, like, an eyeball in it, but it's not open yet. So we'll see it as we go. What is the best paradigm for Lightning? I personally think Lightning's best role is Ravager. She's a pretty good commando as well, but I prefer using her as a Ravager, and I usually use either Saz or Fang as commandos, depending on the situation. Obviously, there are situations where you want Lightning as a commando as well, but yeah, I usually try to keep her in commando or Ravager myself. I dabble a little bit in other roles later. I just don't think she's a great medic, personally. Like, I mean, she's got like a fast casting speed, but she's not very. She has like a long wind up before she heals, so it always bugged me. Ah, flashback while we're falling on the floor dead.
Looking for what we'd lost.
Right, because we're swapping back to Fang and Lightning.
Let's give up. Forget our focus. We don't need it.
In case you forgot, we turn into zombies if we don't need
If
it.
you don't figure it out and pull it off, you're gonna be a Sith.
It's just making a kid that young, Lassie. It's not right.
Well, that's not your fault.
It's unfair. But guess what? We grin and bear it like good Lassie, or the Falsey starts making more.
Actually, they'll make more no matter what you two do.
It doesn't matter what our focus is. We do it, whether we like it or not.
Did you notice what she said there, though?
say we call it quits.
Like
You
that
think
girl
these
the other
people
day?
let us go?
Wonder who she was
They'll
referring
watch
to.
us in the street. Listen, Vanille.
I'm sure it's not important.
We do what we gotta do and get ourselves off this filthy world as fast as we can.
Fine.
You get out of here first. I'll buy you some time.
Well, I thought you said that you both have to get out of here.
Don't you worry. I'll come and find you, no matter where you go.
Uh-huh. Well, she's kind of right, to be fair.
Wait! Fang!
That's the slowest elevator door I've ever seen.
Don't leave me!
You're not gonna end up a Sith.
Yeah, but if you're not there to guide her, what makes you think she's actually going to look for her focus?
Coming or not? Your fight's right here! By the time I took care of him all, Vanille was long gone. After that, Brains and his cavalry found me. I never stopped searching for Vanille, but I couldn't find her.
It's not like you guys have a homing beacon on yourselves or something. Ravager, because her ultimate's on that tree. I mean, probably. Are they lovers? That's debatable.
Telling me, Sarah will come back to life someday too.
There's definitely some tension there. I think. It depends on who you ask on the internet.
That's why it made her a lessee.
Fang and Vanille grew up together, though. I don't think that's a spoiler to say because, like, they're both from Pulse, so. But they grew up together, so I mean, you could determine that one of a number of ways. Damn, that slap was so strong it sent the doves away.
That it?
You sure better hope so.
Do I need to get the steel guard out?
Whether we're square, that's up to Sarah.
You sound exactly like Snow.
Mm.
And he didn't hit me.
Wait, he already knows this?
That's probably why he said, yeah, Sarah can come back, because they came
That's
back.
a load off. Glad I apologized.
Does make me wonder what happened to her
You
brand, though.
apologize so you'd feel better?
Guess so. How about you? Feel any better now that you hit me?
I need to hit something else. Maybe one of those Velocicycles. Well, it might have broken my jaw.
To my jaw.
Yeah. I like Fang. I think she's a fun character.
Felix Heights is up there.
She's a good
Still a
addition
ways
because
before we get to
the rest of the
Heights.
party's very serious. Like, other than Snow, who's just a doofus most times. But I think Fang is...
We'll head through that gate.
She's serious, but, like, she knows when to not be serious, you know? It's like, she knows when it's like, no, I'm in charge of this situation. I know when not to take these things seriously. So, yeah, I don't know. I like her as a character, so... I shouldn't be sorting my key items. We're going to get everybody back soon enough anyway. We don't have a... Oh, there's a save point up there, so, okay. But before we go up there, there's some path behind us, so obviously there's a treasure at the end of it, so let's go grab it. Fang is the best character in this game. You too, you love Fang. Yeah, she's pretty great. I like her quite a bit. I used her a lot as party leader the first time I played through the game. I might use her as party leader again here, but honestly, I'm more a fan of Lightning in a lot of cases as party leader specifically. It just kind of depends on the situation, though, because like if we need a saboteur to do specific things, Fang is pretty damn good at that, so... Alright, well, we've got the save point now, so let's boot up our Crystariums and see what we can get out of it. I think the only thing that lets Fang be a little bit worse than Snow in the Sentinel department for a little while is the fact that she has lower HP, but because of the damage mitigation you get from Sentinel, that doesn't really matter all that much, especially once you start stacking on resistance equipment, which we'll get soon enough. We have black belts already, but even more resistance equipment. You stack that stuff on and it gets pretty out of control how low she can put the damage. So, anyway, speaking of which, here's another accessory slot for her, so we can start buying that stuff. I'm not going to buy black belts yet, though, because there's another version of it, the Tier 2 version of it, that's available in another couple of chapters, so... I'll just use what we've got for now, and that should be good enough. And eventually we'll buy the other stuff once we get to the other chapters. Let's do Commando next, actually, I think. Yeah, because she can launch and then get Smite and Adrenaline almost instantly, so that would be pretty great. I should be able to get all this stuff, too. I think I might have to choose here, though. But yeah, so Smite lets her deal big damage if a target's about to... If you don't get them in one stagger, she can do that. So, but Adrenaline's really nice. It boosts strength in your magic. I think it's by 20% when your HP's high, so I'm actually going to pick that first. Because that's pretty great, and since usually I like to keep my HP pretty high in this game, that's a pretty great skill to have. I don't think Lightning gets it, though, which is one of the reasons why I prefer Fang as a commando over Lightning, because Lightning doesn't have this passive bonus that everybody else, well, not everybody else gets, but Fang and Snow at the very least get. I don't remember if Saz gets it. I like Saz as a commando, though, just because he can stand away from the enemies and still hit them, which is something that you can do with Ruin, but he can do it with physical or magical attacks, which kind of gives him a bit of an advantage, I think, anyway. So, alright, so you've got Smite there. And we started working on this, so let's continue working on this. We can get you Thundara, go from there. And just continue, I guess. Don't go any further. We can't get Blizzard yet. Can't believe I have to hold out for Blizzard. It's like a reverse Rydia. Okay, I guess just leave that there. Well, I got a couple of... Oh, those Bestial Claws must have been in... Was that in the chest just now? I definitely didn't buy those. Sorry, I wasn't paying enough attention, evidently. Let's start in Slash and Burn, actually. We'll go to Undermine if we need it. Double Commando's not terrible, though, especially at this point where you kind of, like... Because when you have two commandos in the party, it also happens if you have a commando and a saboteur in the party. They focus on different enemies. So, like, if you have two commandos, one commando, will go after one enemy and the other one will go after the others. And in this particular party, it's pretty nice because both of them have Blitz. So if the enemies are pretty weak, you can just double Blitz them and it works out pretty nicely. If they don't both have Blitz, it usually isn't as good of an idea, but there are situations where you want to actually have double commandos, especially in situations where the enemies are tough, but you got like a preemptive strike, let's say. Then you'd actually want double commandos because then they can both maintain the gauge, and you don't have to worry about the gauge falling off on you, on one of the enemies. So they'll just maintain it until you're ready to actually fight the other enemy, and then you go from there. Getting rid of the Bombardier, though, first, because... Or Bombardier, whatever you want to say. Then we go over Double Trouble. I don't know if they're actually close enough for this to work, but I'll do it again anyway. No, now they're close enough. Gotta get in there before that gauge goes down. Okay. There we go. You're not smart. Do you realize how many times you had summoned before you realized the summons came from the Lassie crystals and the Crystarium? I mean, I guess it... I guess in that particular case it might just be like a... I don't want to say you weren't paying attention, but it might have been, because those crystals... Maybe you just didn't put two and two together, I don't know, but that's where they come from, yeah, so... Is Fang as a synergist a good idea? Do you like grinding? Actually, Fang as a synergist is pretty great. I'm not a big fan of the secondary roles that much in this game. I mostly use them in primary roles, but as a secondary role, a lot of people say use Fang as a Ravager and that's it. But I like her as a synergist. I think she gets some pretty good buffs. The only thing you got to keep in mind with Fang's buffs that she gets as a synergist is that they don't last as long as the normal buffs. So if you have a problem with the buffs not lasting very long, don't use Vanille and Fang as synergists if you have that problem, because their buffs are stronger, but they last even less time than the normal buffs. So if you're okay with that, then cool, use her as a synergist. If not, then maybe Ravager's better for you. Yeah, damn. I know. She gets haste earlier than Lightning, and you like to have a synergist on your team without having to use Hope or Saz all the time. What do I think? Haste doesn't fall off faster, that's the thing. The buffs that she gets that fall off faster specifically have an RA at the end of them. So like Bravera, Faithra, Protectra, and Shellra are the 4 buffs that Fang and Vanille get that fall off faster than the other buffs. If you're just using haste, then you're fine. Like, you'll be fine. That one won't fall off as fast. So you can still use her for haste. I like her personally for her early access to, I forget if it's Veil or Vigilance that she gets early, but she gets one of the exclusive buffs that Saz and Hope have to argue over pretty early. So. Alright, let's build the gauge a little bit more, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, if it's any other buff besides her specific versions of Bravera, Faithra, Protectra, and Shellra, you don't have to worry about it falling off faster. It's just fine. It'll work fine. I think I'll just potion real quick. It's good enough, you know. I probably could give Fang the Doctor's Code, to be fair. You control her for a good chunk of this chapter. So, maybe I should... Oh, he whiffed. I was to say, maybe I should switch to Sentinel just for the little bit of damage drop there, but yeah, it's fine. Alright, go get him, ladies. Come back here! And glass cannon strats. But yeah, no, everybody's pretty good at any given role that you give them. It's just dependent on how far you want to go into the Crystarium. Like, Vanille and Hope are very good as medics, although Vanille's casting speed's a little low, to be fair. But, yeah, they're both very good at as medics because they get access to the highest tier spells earlier than everybody else does. As for the rest of them, you usually don't get access to the higher tier curing spells until you're, like, way up in, like, stage 8 or stage 9 of their Crystarium, and considering the fact that, like, that takes hundreds of thousands of CP to get to, I'm not sure if it's particularly worth it, personally, but, I mean, it's up to you, really, whatever you think is worthwhile. Actually, maybe I undermine this guy, because I would prefer him to be slowed if I could. There we go. I'll double up on that, actually, just to build the gauge a little bit more, stabilize it. Do I have... Okay, I have Lifeguard. I don't really need Lifeguard, but I'll take it. You know, that's good. We can slash and burn now. Build the gauge a little bit more. But if we get slow on him, he should Spark Storm less, which obviously helps me, because it means we get interrupted less. So. We might get the stagger off on him, but it's not particularly necessary, honestly. Okay, well this is coming directly at me, so that's fine. He only ate one of my attacks. I'll just go back here, yeah, because he'll be staggered in a second anyway. I suppose double commando would have worked better, but he was already dead. So. Look, you really like Bravera and Faithra? You built some fights around those spells. It just takes more micromanaging. Yeah, I actually like Bravera and Faithra as well, myself. It just depends on the fight, really. It's just like, do you have enough to actually, you know, use this? And sometimes it's like the fights last long enough to where it doesn't feel like it's worth it, but sometimes the fights don't last particularly long time, so... Or, you know, if you micromanage it to the point where you just say, okay, well, I'll just, you know, recast it occasionally. It's like, yeah, that's fine. So... I just find it easier myself to recast it when I'm the one controlling the character, and if I'm going to have Lightning be the party leader, that's tougher. So the J-Bolg there is her... It's kind of similar to Snow's Paladin, except it increases her ability to counterattack, which I don't know if she has Vendetta or Entrench yet, so... I don't know if this is necessarily worth it for Fang, like, ever, personally, but... I would just stick with the Bladed Lance. At level 1, it has significantly higher strength and magic than the J-Bolg, so I would say nah, just leave that one alone. Maybe I should have, whatchamacallit, this behemoth. Like, Lodestar Behemoth. Maybe I should have, like, Deceptisol before this guy. Ow. Alright, let's undermine him real quick. Do this for 2 turns. I don't know if he's... Okay, I don't know if he's susceptible to slow, but that is the only debuff we have, so I gotta imagine. Alright. But that should make him a little more manageable, I think. heave. Ow. Okay, well, that's good to know, though, because now I know that it deals 460 damage, so I'm going to need to keep my HP above 500 when I'm fighting that guy, so... maybe I Deceptisol, like I said, though, because I did... Well, no, you know what? I'll just Fortisol in 8... Well, no, I don't know if I want to do that, actually. I'll Deceptisol. Why not? The preemptive strike will make it a lot easier to kill him anyway, so it's fine. Alright, while he's doing that, let's undermine him real quick, and then we can finish him off. Just double trouble it now. I think we can launch him. Yeah. Okay, well. It took a little more doing to launch him than I thought it was going to, but that's fine. Phew! To be fair, it's a behemoth, so launching behemoths is already crazy enough. So. You have Phoenix Downs. I hate that the leader dying is a game over. It does seem kind of silly, doesn't it? I think they fixed that in 13.2 now that I think about it, but... Okay, this is the Central Arcade. Were we in someplace else over here?
Time to move.
Yeah, I know it's time to move, but there's a weapon that I'm missing that might be in this section. And it's very specifically the treasure that I was looking for, so I just want to go make sure I got it. It might be across the bridge, to be fair. I don't actually know, but we're going to find out in a sec. So is this still the... No, this is the Western Promenade, so... that's probably the Central Arcade, actually, so let's just keep going. It's fine. Because, like, I gotta imagine if it was the weapon, it would have been, like, right here. So... Yeah, they just changed characters, changed leader if the character whose leader dies in the second one, yeah. So that's not a bad quality of life feature. I found that the battle mechanics in 13.2, I thought were pretty good in terms of, like, the changes that they made. It's just the rest of the game, well, the music's pretty good too, but it's just the rest of the game that it doesn't really make me enthusiastic, personally.
He can take care of himself.
Yeah, but what if it's from within,
Just have
though?
to believe that. Hey, Fang. The others are safe, right? If any of us got caught, they'd make an announcement.
They found us within 8 seconds, I'm
After
pretty
all,
sure.
Everyone know that the big bad Lassie can't hurt him no more. These Cocoon people, bunch of cowards and blowhards.
Yeah, because they've been subjected to like 400
These
years of
Cocoon
propaganda
people
about Pulse,
have spent
so...
centuries under Fal'Cie law, in constant fear of a Pulse invasion.
I looked it up, by the way. The war
If it
that
weren't
they
for Sarah,
still talk about
I'd have been out there too, hunting Lassie.
was like 400 years ago in universe. And it's
Would've
like,
been nothing
you're
but
still
tunnels
talking
to
about
me.
that? Why?
Well, Grand Pulse is just as twisted. Cocoon's a floating nest of vipers, ready to strike.
Great. So both these places hate each other.
So, you became a Lassie to fight the Vipers. And destroying the nest is your...
Our.
I mean, our focus now.
Seems like it. Those Pulse Fal'Cie seem to have a one-track mind.
Until we woke up here, we'd been in crystal stasis. Which means we must have completed our first focus.
So is that why your brand looks the way it does? I mean, it looks kind of like the same hue as the crystals.
Why can't I remember that part?
Wait, you have amnesia? Really?
My childhood's clear as day.
They're playing the retrograde amnesia
One
card.
thing I need. It's just gone.
It's less retrograde amnesia and more like they just took a chunk out of her
Blank.
memory. Actually.
Like an empty page.
Which is not usually how amnesia works. It's like traumatic event
I reach
blockage
for the memory,
rather than amnesia.
and nothing's there. Then there's my brand. It's all messed up.
It looks like it got burnt on or something.
Vanille and me, we lost our past and our focus.
Let's get Snow on the line. He's currently on his broken back in a back alley. He probably won't be able to reach his phone.
Find
Well, he could reach his voicemail.
Be a Pulse Lassie. An enemy of Cocoon?
On Cocoon.
Pulse and Cocoon can rot for all I care. If I don't figure out our focus soon, Vanille's gonna be a Sith.
That's what you care about.
I'll tear down the sky if it'll save her.
See, this is the part where a lot of people are like, yeah, there's something there. I don't know. I've never really read into it too terribly much, but hey, if you want to, go for it. I mean, the ending kind of creates some implications, so... Alright, but there's one, like I said, there's one treasure specifically that I'm looking for, and I think it's in this area. It might be behind me, actually. And it looks like we can go back if I need to, but it is not behind me, so... I just don't remember exactly where it is, but it's the only treasure in this entire chapter that I'm actually looking for, and I don't remember when you can purchase it as well, so I don't want to, like, tempt fate or something. Yeah, Tranquilifex a go-go, actually. Actually, I'd rather attack... Oh, no, I'm attacking the Tranquilifex. Never mind. Also, I like how Lightning, because she's got the black belt and everything, she's basically just absorbing the bullets because she keeps blocking them. Because they're dealing such low damage because of the physical wall skill that she's got that it just almost ignores it. It's pretty great. Can we please talk about how they won't stop saying enemy of Cocoon? Because let's be serious, they didn't really get deprogrammed after becoming l'Cie. They just switched sides. Yeah, pretty much. It's... They probably... Like, they use that probably so much because it's like... Okay, hang on, I might be able to... Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I might be able to preemptive strike those guys, but I might also be able to get away from them without them murdering me. I don't think I'm going to be able to, though, because there's... The weapon that I'm looking for is probably in that chest, let's be clear. So, I guess we'll fight the two Orions. This is gonna work out great. Alright, I'll wait for Lightning to go after him again. Okay, there we go. Now I can get slow on this guy, and then we can go back to Slash and Burn, and I can work on Orion B again. Before he loses this thing, Fang, please. Thank you. Also, I probably want to, like... I really should have a comm med, honestly. I feel like that would make this a lot easier. Maybe I just Doctor's Code it up, honestly, after this, but... it's probably okay. I still can't get over the sound effect of Fang's weapon. It's not all of her lances that have that sound effect, either. It's just this one. I'm not sure why, either. So anyway, now that you're almost there, okay, off we go. Let's get him real quick before he does that again. Oh, he's doing it again. Alright, well, heal after this then, I guess. Build the gauge real quick. He's probably going to Spark Storm now while I'm healing. Okay, that's fine. I guess I have Send Comm, so I can do this if I need to, so.
You looking at me?
There we go. Nice dodge. I'm gonna have to switch to get the slow back on in a sec. Just give yourself a heal there, Lightning. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's get the slow back on. Do one more round of this and then we'll switch again. Just basically to stabilize the gauge is why we need the second round of that. They might only use Spark Storm underneath a certain percentage of their HP now that I'm looking at it, honestly. Alright, just double trouble it at this point. I knew he was going to interrupt me, so I said, I'll just wait. What do you think? You can slide away from me? Fang's got too large of a reach for that. Her lance is pretty strong. Alright, superconductor. That's not terrible. I think that's pretty good in terms of its what it does for you. Yeah, that's the weapon I was looking for. The Axis Blade for Lightning. I mentioned previously that I switched around my notes a little bit to change up some of the weapons that I wanted people to use, and that was actually why we sold the Vegas and ended up giving Saz the Procyon instead. We still don't have Snow's weapon, or Fang's weapon for that matter, but I'm going to keep the Hawkeye and the Belladonna wand for Vanille and for Hope. Instead of the Blaze Fire Saber, we're actually going to use the Axis Blade, and the reason for it is because of its passive ability. It's significantly weaker than the Blaze Fire Saber, but that actually helps our target times a little bit, so I'm kind of okay with that. Like, look, 148, 152 down to 125, 129. Pretty bad, but it gives you the attack ATB charge skill, which gives Lightning back 10% of her ATB charge, ATB gauge every time she attacks an enemy, and that stacks if she's using Blitz. So, like, if we're just attacking a single enemy, she'll get back half of an ATB bar every time she gets done with, well, almost half. After she gets done with a round of 4 attacks, she gets back 40% of a bar. But if she's using Blitz and she hits multiple enemies, each one of those enemies she hits gives her 10%. So if we're in the middle of 3 enemies and she hits all of them twice, then she gets back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She gets back 60% of an ATB bar. So that can be pretty good and make her pretty quick to get all of her stuff back. So I'm actually going to use it instead of the Blaze Fire Saber, just because it will make her effectively what her name says she is. So that's the idea. Nerd and a softie use all the default weapons all game until the Belladonna wand. Yeah, you couldn't really resist the improved debilitation and improved debuffing. To be fair, I understand because Fang's weapon also has an improved status of ailments thing, and I can't resist that one either.
Did you see Vanille's brand?
No.
No, huh?
It was hidden on her upper thigh, and she doesn't wear a short skirt like I do.
Want to know how long until it's Seath City? Just look at your brand.
Ah, so now she'll tell you how that works.
You start getting more arrows, and then finally an eye. Once it opens all the way, you're done.
Great.
Let's have a look.
She's very blunt about this, isn't she?
Nowhere near. You got time. Still, you never know. Some people, doesn't take so long.
Thanks for the reassurance, Fang.
It can speed up the process.
Well, it's a good thing she's not our sentinel, then.
Vanille's brand must be pretty far along by now.
I mean, she's had it for
Gotta save her and get her home.
longer than we have.
To Pulse, you
In
mean?
case that wasn't clear previously, Anima,
Pulse.
well, did give Vanille her brand, but not when the rest of us got it. So,
I'd like to see him try and stop.
she's had it for longer than we have.
That's your plan. Wish I had one. Without Sarah, without a future, there's nothing to plan for. There's no way out of this mess, and no way to fight it.
I don't know about that.
I'm stuck trading blows with the Sanctum, but that's no plan. Even if we topple the government, where's that leave us?
With a whole bunch of pissed off
With
population
nothing to fight for?
who will
I might
probably
as well
mob you
die.
in the street.
Your sister. You've got plenty to fight for. Think about it. Don't you want to see Sarah after she wakes up?
I'll be dead by then.
It's your future right there.
Or Crystal
All you gotta
myself.
do is survive.
Like, there's no
It's simple.
way of knowing how long until you wake up from the crystal, right? So... But I guess the point stands.
Snow, they found him.
Okay, well then maybe we should move. Let me just check around your lightning boob. It's okay. We don't get to see that. The game doesn't let us see that. Alright, Snow, you had monstrous amounts of HP, so you might be able to crawl, but Hope might not be able to do much of anything, considering... Maybe don't shake him. What if his neck's broken? Just a thought. Did you not go to... Oh, yeah, right. No, you definitely didn't go to first aid school. You're not a medic. Incidentally, why is Saz not a medic? Wasn't he a pilot? Don't they have to learn, like, first aid? I mean, that's probably why Lightning's a medic, right? Is because she's, you know, got that whole thing going on. But, like, I would think as a government worker, Saz would also learn medic. And to be fair, it would probably help Snow right about now because, well, I guess his ribs are broken rather than his back. But I would think that most of him is broken at the moment. So... You might need that, hero. I'm not sure how many blizzards and waters you're going to be casting with Hope on your back. Just do it. Break Hope's neck. I don't think Snow has that kind of animosity towards him, unfortunately. The Final Fantasy community seems to hate Hope, and I mean, I think there's pretty good reason. He kind of acts like a dickhead most times, but... I don't think Snow has that kind of animosity. I mean, I understand for Hope, right? Like, he's 14 and his mom just died. Like, he's gonna act out. There's no way around that, you know? So I get it. But, I don't know. I guess a lot of people are kind of like, no, that's...
Violators will be treated as enemy combatants.
Can we get anything on her? I think we can get maybe a couple of abilities, so... Let's see what we can get here. What was I working on? I think Commando. Yeah. Did I get the HP? I did not. Alright, let's grab that first before we move along. And it looks like that's it, because the next one's, yeah, 450, so we're not grabbing that one. Lightning! He's limping. Stop! Yeah, he needs to take a breather, I think, but he's definitely not doing that right now, unfortunately. Blizzard, and that, okay. So Lightning's almost done with Ravager at level 2. That's cool. If we're a little behind, I'm not really worried about it, to be honest. We'll get there. So, oh yeah, before I save, let me sell the Blazefire Saber and the J-Bolt, because I don't need those. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. If you're trying to get 100% on the game, I wouldn't sell basically anything, because you never know when they're going to be available at the shops and when they're not. On top of that, you also have to upgrade all of these weapons into their Tier 2 versions later, because you can't buy the Tier 2 versions, you can only ever buy the Tier 1 versions, so it might behoove you to keep these weapons, even if you're not planning on using them, so that you can, well, get the trophy for having all the weapons, so you just keep that in mind. I'm not keen on getting that trophy, I don't care. I'll take the 8450 gil, though, for Vidofnir. I don't need that, I've got this. So yeah, as you can see, I don't think we're going to have any problems reaching the amount of money that I want to get for the items that I want to buy, so I think we'll be okay. Am I going to use the Shaman's Mark? Probably not yet. Probably not ever, to be honest. I think I'm mostly like... I find, personally, for accessories, that I like the defense ones better than the offense ones in most cases, but there's an exception, but we'll talk about it later, so I think I might just get rid of this. I'll just get black belts for everybody. It's fine. And I won't sell these because we might be able to use those for stuff later. So, do I need to buy any potions? I should probably buy a few. Just buy up to 35, that's fine. The rest, yeah, we're fine. Get why he doesn't kill Hope. He just got the confirmation that he's the kid he's supposed to be getting home. But man, Hope, like, come on now. Not making himself particularly likable to the party. But yeah, no, Snow at this point, he's like, no, okay, I get it. This is it. I've been poor judgment for this kid. I need to do better by him, because if I can't do better by him, how the hell am I supposed to do better by the family that I want later? So it's, like I said, I rag on Snow, but like, honestly, he's not as bad as I think a lot of people make him seem like he is, you know? So, Scavenger first. What is a Psycom Scavenger doing here, anyway? That's it. Come right in with all the other enemies. Oh, you didn't. Okay. Goodbye. Okay, you get to live a little longer. That's okay. You'll be in the stratosphere soon. You can join the rest of your friends. Oh, lightning. What the hell's happening to you? Alright, let's do this then. By the way, did I only get the one? I think I only got the one. It might hit the other enemies in the area too. Okay. You're not provoked yet, so I'll just do that. Get you all on me, and then double trouble, I guess. Blitz it up. What was I gonna say? I forget what I was gonna say now. Something about... I said by the way, and then I forget what I was gonna say after that. It's fine. I think we should be able to live long enough to, yeah, get rid of the rest of them. It really is growing up. He just comes off as a himbo, and a lot of people don't like that archetype. Yeah, fair. And, like, again, honestly, like, it doesn't particularly bother me the way... Like, he acts like an idiot, obviously, but he kind of grows out of it a little bit. Like, it's not complete. He still acts like an idiot later, but to be fair, so do a lot of the cast members in this game, to be fair. We can talk about that a little bit later, too, but I don't know. Alright, what the hell is happening here? Scavengers and an Orion, it looks like. Alright, well, that's fun. Definitely not the Orion, though. Let's get rid of these guys first. They're pretty easy to queue. And if we don't hit the Orion down on HP, we should prevent him from using Sparkstorm early. Maybe? I think. Like how I keep getting out of the way of the Orion before he attacks me. Like, he tries to attack me right here, and then he just whiffs. Well, he didn't in that particular case, but, you know. Sometimes it happens. Let me undermine him, actually. Get slow going. The way that debuffs work, by the way, in this game, I haven't really talked about that. What happens is they have a base percentage chance of being inflicted. In Slow's case, it's 20%. What they do then is they measure that against the enemy's passive resistance to that status effect. So I gotta imagine the Orion doesn't have much, considering it keeps getting applied to him every time I use it. But basically, you take whatever their resistance is and you subtract it from the base percentage chance. Then you take the stagger gauge and you say, okay, so how much of the stagger gauge is filled up? That's the multiplier for the likelihood that you'll inflict it. And the further up it goes, the more likely you are to actually inflict the status effect. So, like, if you stagger an enemy, you have a much higher chance of inflicting a status ailment. So if you can't get it to stick before that, just build the gauge up and you'll get it there. Oh, okay, well that was worth it for the Aegisol. That's nice. So that's my trick, my tip, I guess, is if you can't get a status ailment to stick when they're in the process of having the gauge built, then try to get it to stick after the gauge gets stuck on stagger, and it'll go from there. I know it seems counterintuitive, because it's like, okay, well, when I stagger them, I want to be inflicting damage, but that will help you inflict damage, usually. So, yeah, I would say try to do that first. No, get out of here. Oh, and that's actually something else I can talk about right there, is you may have seen how that was our first paradigm shift of the battle, but we didn't do the little posing animation thing that we normally do. That was because Fang was in the air. So if your party leader's in the air and you paradigm shift, you don't get the little posing thing that you normally do for all the first paradigm shifts in a battle. That being said, if you're on the ground after that, the second or third or whatever have you paradigm shift will have the little posing thing. Hey, look, another black belt. Perfect, because I can give that to Fang. Oh, that's the Aegisol that I got. We almost have enough Aegisol at this point to where we have it for most of the rest of the chapter bosses, so that's pretty good. We've already got enough of the, oh good, physical wall 10, resist physical 10%, yeah, I'll take it. So you've got a black belt. Snow doesn't have one yet, but we can get him one. We'll work on that later. You really only need 3, but, you know, it's worth it to have more than 3, especially if you're constantly shifting between party members like we do in the early parts of this game, so. Because then, well, you might be able to use them in other chapters rather than having to unequip them at every single passing moment. Almost forgot, you beat Tevi. Nice, congrats, Marie. It was hard, and you unlocked a brand new difficulty when you beat the game. Expert wasn't the highest one. You got Ys, Oath, and Felgana a second time. Oh no, now there's a higher difficulty to deal with. That's just fantastic. But congrats on beating it. I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's strange it happened twice. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, congrats on beating it. That's cool. Can't say I would envy you the challenge, because I don't think I could do it, but congrats on beating it. I think I was working on Ravager for you. Did I finish it? No, and you have just enough CP to finish it. Perfect. Alright, cool. So, yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, I think that's it. I think we just save here and then we go from there. I'm trying to think if I want to equip the doctor's code. I think on lightning, but I don't think we need it that badly. I'll just use medics, it's fine. Oh, we're not even there yet. Never mind. Hey fellas, how you doing? That's a guy with a bazooka and a behemoth, so, well, I don't want to pass them. I want their CP, but I definitely don't want them staring directly at me when I'm doing this, so. What's your range here, fellas? Okay. Turn around. That's an order. Alright, forget it. Probably could have Fort Assault and Age Assault there, but, you know, it's fine. No, not the Behemoth first. Fight the Bombardier, because he'll definitely, like, make our jobs harder otherwise. Alright, let me see if I can... I guess Undermine isn't really necessary at this point, because he's almost dead, but, you know. Alright, do this. Okay. Well, I'm glad I did that. I might need to do it again. Alright. Let's get rid of him real quick. He's almost dead. There we go. Ow. Lightning! I'll provoke him. Hopefully. It didn't work. Nice dodge, though. Yeah, we'll start the gauge over in a minute. Okay, well... I'll just wait a second. Lightning can get her stuff going here, and then we'll be fine. Maybe I send Calm, actually. Real quick. Because then she can kind of, like, start the gauge off while I Metagard. I've still got him provoked, after all. So. Lightning, maybe get away from him. Just saying. This will stabilize the gauge, too, though, if I hit him with it, right? Well, I guess I won't find out, will I? But yeah, see how much less damage we took from that there? Pretty good. Alright, anyway. Let's get slow on him. Maybe I'll potion in a sec. Oh, hang on, I got a potion now. Yeah, because I was under that 500 HP amount, so if he heaved, I would have been absolutely struck in the face. Oh, you don't have Libra, or not Libra, Quake yet. What the hell is he doing? Oh, I'm dead. Yep. I looked at her HP bar, I said, no, I need to switch to Sentinel, and then I wasn't fast enough, so it's fine. It might be more worth it for me to do Send Calm for a little while until Lightning gets rid of the Bombardier, actually. You know, I had an opportunity right there. I could have just ran directly at their backs, and it would have been great, but oh well. Okay, here's my thought process, right, is we do this to start with. Because then we can stabilize the gauge by doing that. And then I'll use another Deceptisol. Just because. We don't have to fight these guys, but I'll do it anyway. Just for the hell of it. And then, oh, that's not who I want to go after, but I guess that stabilizes the gauge. So. And actually, this isn't going to work either, because now the Behemoth's going to get, whatchamacallit. Okay, well this is actually me being really stupid because I'm actually switching targets multiple times, which I would not recommend doing. But, okay, we got him whatchamacallit now, so that's okay. And dead again, actually. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, I see the problem. Yeah, okay. So it's because we swapped the behemoth into his stagger. So that's a thing that behemoths do right there, is when you stagger them, they'll get up and they'll pull the sword. They actually have a sword on their back, and they'll pull it off of their back, and they'll use it to beat you to death. So maybe don't get into that situation if you can afford not to. I don't really know what to do with these guys. And I mean, I guess I can send Comet or something. Like, start here, and then once we stagger the Bombardier, I go provoke Mediguard. Because, like, I don't think the Decepticol is actually going to help in this particular case. So, I would focus on this guy. I know he's the important one to focus on first, because I don't feel like getting Bazooka in the face. I know the Behemoth's got massive damage going for him as well, but, like, yeah, you know. Alright, so now that we've got that, let's do this. I'll provoke a bunch of things. Lightning can take care of that guy while I've got them both provoked. And then we'll go from there. Oh, it's a good thing I did that when I did it. Alright, and then she should finish that guy off in a second. Good. Switch to Send Med. I've still got him provoked, so this will actually help a little bit. She can actually just do it to herself real quick there in a second. Yeah, the one heal should be fine. Alright, let's get slow on him once I come out of the Mediguard animation. And almost get smashed into the stratosphere myself. Alright, let's get this up before first. I'll heal, and then we gotta switch real quick before his thing falls off, so... Stabilize the gauge, and then I'll go back to Undermine, actually, I think. Or maybe I'll go to Misdirection for a minute while Lightning does what she's doing. Got him. Alright, Mediguard. Lightning, you do your thing for a little bit. This'll work for a little while, I think. I'll wait for him to heave, actually. Although you should probably get away from me, specifically, because that's about to happen. Okay, there we go. Let me Lifeguard real quick, actually. And then we'll switch again, because we're going to need to in order to get his gauge back up, so... Let's do that now that she's done that. I don't think we're going to be staggering him anytime soon, though, because he'll probably die before that happens, so... We'll switch to Double Trouble after this and just go all in for the rest. Alright, this is good enough, I think. Okay, so now he's up. But we should still be able to get him. He reset his gauge, and his gauge is actually lower now that he's up, but we should still be able to get him before it becomes a problem, I think. Aurora. Yeah, we'll get him before it becomes a problem. Sunder. It's alright. Lightning doesn't need to be alive for her to get the CP. And we still got 5 stars anyway. Nice. Should suggest the game, make you give it a try on not expert. Game is much better when you aren't getting chunked every hit. Fair enough. Can't wait till you fight the other behemoths. Gotta guard my beloved. Yes, that animation struck terror into you when you were younger. It is pretty terror-inducing, honestly. It kind of disappoints me that Final Fantasy XIV, as far as I'm aware, never used that animation, because I feel like it would also strike terror into me there, because I'd be like, oh god, the flashbacks! But... Oh, it did back in Eden? That explains why I didn't see it, because I've never done more than E2, honestly. Because in, the Eden that I've actually done is the Eden that I showed on the stream, so I've only done up to Eden 2 ever, so... That's a hell of a feat he just did. Climbing a ladder with a broken back and broken ribs is not very easy. It'd be a lot easier if Hope was conscious so he could, like, use medic and heal him, but... I suppose we could just be chugging potions either, but, you know.
It must be light.
They must be going after her with all the, explosions.
Why'd you save me?
What do you mean?
I was asked to keep you safe. By Lightning.
And by your mom.
And by Nora. I'm sorry. What happened, it was my fault. I put her in danger. I know that. Let me make things right.
You told me before that you couldn't.
And that words were useless and a lot of other things I shouldn't have said. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to set things straight.
Again, how could you?
I thought if I couldn't make up for it, then all the apologies in the world wouldn't mean a thing.
Well, I don't think I'd go that
I had
far.
to find a way to pay for it first. Before I'd even have the right to say sorry.
I feel like you need to do that the other way around, man.
Like you said. I was using that as an excuse so I could run from my own guilt. And that hit home.
Hope you can switch to medic anytime now.
Look, Hope. I know what happened was my fault. I don't deny it, and I am sorry. Here. That's lights, isn't it?
Why'd you...
You think I wanna... I paid for that knife.
Present from Sarah. To keep her safe.
I ain't letting that go. That was like 60,000 gil.
That important? You should be the one to carry it. I'll find a way to make things better.
Maybe put the knife away while he's on the stairs, though. Because if he fell, you'd both be in trouble.
Nothing I do is good enough. And I'll take any punishment you want to dish out.
She's gone, Snow. You can take the blame, but it won't bring her back.
I'm sorry.
I knew it all along. I knew it, but... I had to blame someone. I had to.
I've been stuck with propaganda my whole life. They always scapegoat people. How could I have known better?
I needed a reason to keep on fighting.
It wasn't someone's fault. It was mine.
It really wasn't, though. You didn't try to drop her on purpose.
Until you do.
To be fair.
Have to keep going.
How far is Felix Heights again? I feel like we gotta be pretty close at this point. He did ask her if she was sure, yeah, and that's true too. Like, she decided, yeah, no, I'm gonna abandon my son in the middle of a battlefield to go shoot people.
You're alright. That's good to see.
Like what?
Just let me catch my breath.
Can't we catch your breath in the middle of, like, not an open area so that they don't do exactly what they're about to do? Oh god, it's back again, I think. Snow, I don't think you've got this one.
Always the hero. You want to die? You can't.
I have a question.
I won't let you.
Here's my question. So Hope is in a hopeless situation right now. There is absolutely no way for him to beat this Ushmagal subjugator. He's gonna have to wait for Lightning and Fang to get here and hope for the best. Why doesn't he get his Eidolon right here? He needs help. He doesn't have a way forward because he can't, you know, finish the mission that he had because he doesn't feel like he has a purpose anymore, and he's facing impossible odds that will cause him to immediately die from this Ushmagal subjugator. So, where's the Eidolon? Can I have it, please? Because I could really use it right now. Just saying. And the whole thing's fucked too, because like he gets his Eidolon later in the game, but it's in a significantly less like good situation for him to get it in. It feels like a backwards development of character when he gets it, like to cause him to feel like, oh, I'm hopeless again. And it's like, no, this is the time right here. You are forcing me to use him as the only person in this battle against something he can't beat. And he just realized, no, my mom's dead and there's nothing that any of us can do to bring her back. So, like, just give me the Eidolon game. Whenever you're ready, I can heal this off for a little while if need be. I actually don't know if I'm supposed to lose all my HP, and that might be why it's like murdering me faster, is because it needs me to lose all my HP in order to go from this. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna let Hope lose all of this yet. He's close. Okay, we just had to get down to a certain HP threshold. This isn't his lowest point narrative. I don't know. I'm kinda of the opinion that it is, honestly.
He's okay.
Sure you're up
But
to this?
I guess it can be argued.
They'll never know what hit it.
Anyway, now we got Fang and Lightning here, so this will go much, much better. Although they give you pre-assigned roles, so I hope one of them is like Saboteur. Okay, this one's Saboteur, and I guess we can do this one while I get slow on him. Because it should help a little bit, and it'll stabilize the gauge, so let Hope do a little bit of stuff while I keep the gauge stable. And then we'll go from there. Probably just Relentless Assault from here, honestly. We don't really need to have a Sentinel for now, because we should be able to just get him with Relentless Assault. Although I would like to have more than the one Relentless Assault, to be fair. But, you know, excuse me. Alright, let's just top off while we finish the staggering part real quick, and then we'll go from there. I guess what I'm saying about the him getting his Eidolon here is that this feels like thematically the place where it would make the most sense for him to get the Eidolon, because they set the situation up in the same way that they set the situation up with Snow. He was facing impossible odds, and he was literally making no progress getting Sarah out of the thing, so that's why he got Shiva. So, and then, I mean, obviously with Lightning it was a little bit different. She feels hopeless because she's trying to protect herself, but she can't really do that, let alone protect Hope and herself, and she's kind of listless. So the implication is that you get your Eidolon when you don't have a purpose, and when you basically are facing circumstantial odds that make it almost impossible for you to do anything else. So I don't know, it just feels like it would make more sense, honestly. Okay, I was hoping for a smite there, but that's fine. But I don't know, like I said, I guess it can be argued one way or the other. Actually, I should probably switch to Sentinel role. So, fights with me, I'll provoke him, good. Okay, meta guard him while he does that. Guys, get out of here. Just saying. Okay, never mind, fine. Let's go here. Meta guard while they stabilize the gauge, while he goes pissy boss mode. Just wait for him to stop. I hope he stops soon, because I'd like to get the gauge up a little bit more. Okay, I think, oh no, never mind. Yeah, I was gonna say, do the thing. All right, there we go. Now we can go back. Like, he's still doing laser rain, don't get me wrong, but it's fine. We'll be okay. I should probably do this, though, and go back to getting slow on him. I wish Fang got more debuffs in this early part. Like, slow is fine. It does what it needs to do, but I feel like if she got, like, I don't know, curse or something, it would make this a little bit easier. Well, not easier necessarily, but it would, I don't know, give me something more to do, I guess. Do I have diversity after this? No, I can just toss a potion if I need to. Yeah! See, if I had 2 Relentless Assaults, we would definitely have him on this one. We might get him on this go-around. Or, like, Aggression. If I had Aggression, it would also work, but I don't know. It's probably okay. No, get out of here. No laser rain. You're not allowed. Oh, you're joking. This is a kind of a cliff for him. He could have taken a dive down, but he chose not to. This should be where he gets his Eidolon. Maybe they forgot their lore. Actually, I think it's because of the fact... I actually looked this part up a little bit because I was like, no, there's got to be some reason why they do this. You know, actually, I think Lightning might be the one that has Smite. That might be why I'm not getting Smites every time I do it there. I might be doing it too late, I guess. But I looked it up, and there's actually 2 writers for this game. What it was is they had the main writer, and then they had a secondary writer who came in to kind of like help finish the game off because it was in development for quite a while, from my understanding. So they had him come in and kind of like help finish it off. And the main writer gave him some notes, basically, like some really basic notes. Nothing that was like, no, do this specific thing at this point in the story. And it wasn't enough for him to be like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do in order to make this work. And as a result of that, sometimes the scenes actually feel like they were written by 2 different people. You know, actually, I shouldn't be doing that yet. I should be... I'll go Solidarity because he's about to pinpoint beam me again. But on top of that, he's going to Photon Blaster me in a second. So let's just wait on that. Let Lightning stabilize the gauge while we're at it. Okay, do Delta attack now because here comes Photon Blaster in a second. Maybe not. Maybe he'll pinpoint me. Nope, there it is. Okay, so once this is over, then we just go back to Relentless and we'll be good. Alright. Off we go. Straight to the afterlife with you. I'll keep doing this if I have to. There we go. But yeah, so sometimes if stuff doesn't seem like it works thematically in the game, it might be because of the fact that this game had 2 writers and they basically did opposing things at certain points. Like, it's another one of the reasons why Snow and Hope feel a little bit like, yeah, I don't know if this works, is because the original writer said, well, Snow killed Hope's mother. And the second writer said, Snow did that? That doesn't seem very in character for him. Maybe there's something more to it. So then he sort of goes along with it in such a way as it's like, okay, well, he did kill his mom, even though he didn't actually kill his mom. So it's funky. The development of this game was funky. Partially because I think they had to switch consoles because they were going to put it on the PS2 originally, but then because the PS3 came out, they had to switch consoles, so maybe that caused the disconnect, but I don't know. Either way, we got the guy, so that's good. We're not quite done with the chapter yet, but we got that guy, at least.
Operation Nora didn't work out.
So did you patch things up at least?
You'll be okay. I'll keep you safe.
That's what you said last time, and 5 seconds after saying you wouldn't abandon him, you abandoned him.
Me too. I mean, at least I'll try. I'll try to watch out for you two.
Don't forget about this one.
We can bonk him on the head after we... Who's gonna carry him anyway?
All right.
He's like 200 pounds of muscle. More than that, actually.
He's too stubborn to die.
Well, he's got a fiance, so... Okay, I guess Lightning's gonna do it all by herself. To be fair, she's based off of somebody with Mako eyes, and somebody with Mako eyes could actually do that, so, you know.
That's what having a home is all about.
Daniil, are you seeing this? Aren't you on the opposite side of Cocoon right now? Like, they switch narrators, right? They give different people the microphone for the narrations all the time. So it feels like almost they should have given it to Fang there or something. She's the only one out of our active party that hasn't had the microphone yet for the narration part. So anyway, we're at the XIII residence now. And now I get to see if I was remembering correctly, and Hope's dad is like some high-budget government or business official, and everyone in the party should have been like, wait, XIII? The friggin' second they met him. Because I'm pretty sure that name's not common.
Hope.
Mom's gone.
I think he would know that at this point, wouldn't he? Like, wouldn't he have seen it on the news? I don't know if he would have seen her death necessarily on the news, but he would have seen that his son was made a lessee. Like, they found they found him within 8 seconds of him getting out of the sewer. So he would have seen on the news that his son was a lessee, right? And wouldn't they have said something on the news about that?
I know. I'll be in my room. We're gonna rest up. Then we'll leave. If they find out you're sheltering Lassie, they'll...
You're my son. This is your home.
Well, I guess that answers any questions you had about him not wanting you. You're the only thing he's got left now, kiddo.
My son.
Reminiscing on a family that you had on Pulse there, Fang? Reminiscing on something. We're inside the S-Time residence. We can leave whenever we want, but there's a very specific reason why you want to look around the S-Time residence. I think personally it adds to a scene later on in the game where you're looking around a different residence in a different area. So I'm going to look around before we leave. This would seem to be the apartment's master control terminal. It's of an elegant and modern design and looks expensive. And it has a lot of fiber optic cables coming out of it. So that's cool, I guess. It's nothing substantial. There's just a whole bunch of pictures and stuff like that to look at, but still, I think this is important. I'm doing it for a reason. This appears to be an S-Time family portrait. A contented smile graces the face of Hope's father, but Hope himself seems to be in a sullen mood. And that's because he didn't particularly like his dad, evidently. Now, is that a different picture, or no? Okay. The examine went over the other picture, so I was like, okay, maybe it's for a different picture. I'll save, though, just in case I accidentally wander into the place where I'm not supposed to go. I feel like this narrative would have worked better if both sides acknowledged that being a lessee isn't all it's cracked up to be earlier, because, yeah, the party's kind of lost, but the Sanctum are just blindly following orders. I don't rewrite stories often for a reason. See, like, it's hard because they're on the run so much, so it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, they should take the time to stop and do that, because then it would... The problem is it kills the pacing if they really step back and say, okay, well, why is the Sanctum following orders? But there's a reason for them to say that, because then it sort of clarifies on the idea of, okay, well, they're just going to follow orders, even though Lightning's in the Guardian Corps and all that. Like, I think they thought that, okay, well, the cavalry's the resistance, right? They're the ones that are going against the orders of the Primarch, but they barely explained that. It's like 2 lines of dialogue, so that's very easily missable. And also, again, you're fighting Guardian Corps troops through half of this, so there's ludonarrative dissonance there, because you're killing Lightning's former squad mates. So, like, what? Uh-oh. Yeah, I know, but yeah, no, I'm with you on it. I feel like they could have taken more time to exposit on it. I understand that it slows the pacing down, but there are moments where you can slow the pacing down and talk about that stuff, especially like now. But I don't know, maybe now it's too late, you know. Anyway, a handful of academic texts and homemakers magazines occupy the otherwise sparse shelves, but none of Hope's possessions are to be seen. Maybe they're all in his room? That'd be my guess. Excuse me, big place they got here, though. Holy hell. Okay, that's lightning and snow, I think. Yep. Probably wondering what the hell I'm doing, running around all over the place like a little kid. It's okay, Fang is just, she's channeling her inner Vanille. It's fine. The 2 small figures visible in this photo seem to be Hope and his mother. Hope's father must have been at a distance when he took the picture. Well, at least he wasn't at work. Unless that's the distance they're implying. Oh, boy. All right, I think that's it. I think we're good. Let's go. I probably should have used the Fortisol and an Aegisol, to be fair. But oh, no, this is just the TV. Never mind.
The Lassie continue their desperate flight, and the military has now launched an all-out campaign to eliminate them. In the event you must leave your home, please follow the instructions broadcast on this channel.
And while you're at it, do not purchase from these vendors because they've been selling shit to the lessee. Like, they needed a throwaway line like that or something, somewhere. Because, like, again, why the hell are these people selling to me? We're on the news everywhere. Snow, you have broken ribs. Maybe don't get up so quick.
All right. See, you took the kid's toy away.
You probably shouldn't be giving children knives, to be fair.
Said he didn't need it anymore.
Sounds like you made a good impression, hero.
It was too much. What happened to Sarah? All I could think about was, what could I have done?
Well, you could have not been a raging bitch on your birthday to start with.
I hated myself.
Oh, you're not asking me. Okay, fair enough.
It hurt too much. I couldn't face it.
Well, we're all running away, Lightning, so I think we all get that.
Look, Snow.
Hang on, I gotta wiggle the control stick so that the game doesn't shut off my controller.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
For what?
Everything.
For not trusting you or Sarah. You could have said
If you told
that,
me
but...
your real name, I suppose I could.
Have Sarah tell you. When she comes back.
Why is that such a secret?
Deal.
Like, he's gonna be your brother-in-law soon.
Dad said he'd like to see you guys. He wants to talk.
Are you sure you want Snow out of bed? For my birthday should have been how she said that, because that is the one thing she needs to say sorry for. Yeah, pretty much. Like, the rest is like, okay, whatever. It's water under the bridge. But her birthday, yeah, no. Like, Lightning, you had no reason to do that. It was totally out of... Snow, get off the floor. Your ribs are broken.
I couldn't save her.
If it wasn't for Snow, I wouldn't be here right now.
See, but this is what I'm talking about, right? There's development here. The characters are developing. You just have to give them time. They act like dickheads to each other at the beginning because they don't know each other, and they've got this crazy shit going on. You got to give them time.
She said to get him home.
Well, you did what she asked.
And that's exactly what you've done. Face to face like this, it's hard to believe you're all dangerous fugitives.
Well, we're normal people in very extraordinary circumstances.
To death of you, Lassie.
Because the propaganda is trying to
Not even just you.
put a hit out on us.
People who've helped you, bumped into you. Sometimes it's even just people who've walked by one of you. They think they're tainted and want every one of them purged.
Yeah, that's
The sanctum's a puppet of the
a
Phalanx.
problem.
To them, our lives don't mean anything at all. We'll stop this. Take down the sanctum and save Cocoon.
How...
You thought that through.
No. Not even remotely. How is that going to work, Snow?
See, take down the sanctum. Fear of Pulse will only get worse.
Yeah.
It won't stop at fear. People will take up arms and stand against you.
Right.
Can you imagine it? The rampant violence.
You will cause a literal civil war.
The government's control is gone. The citizens will revolt.
You're just realizing this now?
So what then? We're supposed to just smile and eat a bullet? That means you too.
Finally, someone's talking sense in this room.
I'm part of this. I'm on your side of the fence. Harbor of Lassie and a public enemy.
Coming here was a bad idea.
This is your home.
You should have come here. If you didn't, he'd be thinking his son was a fugitive for the rest of his
Figure
life.
this out together.
That might have to wait. Because it sounds like they're all outside. Well, they found us. Again, I shouldn't be shocked. They found us so quickly earlier. Okay, tear gas bombs. I would imagine. Her real name is Claire Redfield. There you go.
You're not ready for this. I'll stay here.
We have a sentinel. We'll be okay.
No, help my dad.
See, again, that's what I mean, okay? Like, that right there is character development, okay? They're working as a team. They've put away all of the grudges they have, and they're working as a team now. It took time, but they got there. You just have to give them time. I'm still using the stuff that they've got here, like the set paradigms that they gave me, but it's probably fine. I'm noticing sap is not doing what it normally does. Like, normally you get hit with sap and you just, like, end up in bad situations, but maybe not so much this time. Alright, switch to diversity. Don't think we need it, but I'll do it anyway. I really should switch. I think you can switch paradigms by clicking retry, though, if I remember correctly. So. But I'm gonna try to do it with what they give me, because, you know, I might as well. Alright, so switch to this, just for a little healing. Don't really need it that badly, but it will give me a fresh ATB bar to work with, so then we can switch back to Relentless Assault. Alright, cool. That, by the way, is the idea behind how I want to work with Sentinels in my party from now on, is basically I want the Sentinel to be, like, start the battle with the Sentinel and Commando so that they walk up into the enemy group, and then switch to Sentinel so that way they can provoke everything from inside of the enemy group, and then guard away from the rest of my party so the rest of my party can kind of just cast like crazy into the group. So that's the plan. I don't know if it's going to work out that way, but that's the plan. So I like the concept of 13 because it was a very interesting idea. We're literally breaking down a society that's been raised on lies and propaganda, and we need more of that. Pre-builts are the baseline, but if you ever die, the game will give you the reins, not the other one, yeah. And not the other one either, right? Because Sid is also a Reigns in this game. But yeah, no, it's an interesting storyline. I enjoy it. It's just a matter of there's some parts to it where I'm like, okay, but no, you need to explain things more. Or you need to get more into this because it makes the world feel more world-like. I understand we're on the run. I understand that there's no time to explain this shit. But there needs to be a little bit of explanation because otherwise some things just don't work. So, alright, well anyway, we've got a bunch of CP and we're right next to a save point, despite the fact that there's a bunch of soldiers that are kind of just hanging around, chilling, waiting for me to get there. So let's burn through this and then we'll bring the fight to them, because why not? I don't know if we'll have enough to get through the rest of this at the moment, but we're going to fight a boss soon anyway, so I'm not really super concerned about it. I think it's just stats anyway, so. Oh no, you get Quake here. Okay, that's fine. And Snow will have a bunch of points to burn through as well, but Hope's got a whole bunch, so you're not quite done yet with either of those, so let's get through as many of these as we can. Probably only get through this and this, right? Yeah. That was 700? Holy hell. That was close. What was I working on for you again? Was it Synergist? Yeah, I was working on Synergist with Bar Thunder and stuff. Alright, let's max this out, since we should be able to do that from where we're at currently. Oh, I thought there was a secondary thing there. Well, the extra HP will come in handy. And then just work on as much of this as we can. And that's it. Alright then, that was quick. Okay, now we can switch our paradigms around, so let's do that. What do I want to do here? I do want Synergist in here somewhere, but I think if I'm going to have Synergist, I'd rather it be like a Com Sen Sin. And then we'll do... do I want Comrav Med? Or do I want Com Sen? Well, I guess I've got both. I've got Com Sen Med and Comrav Med here, right? So... and then how about we do a Rav there, because that should allow us to inflict more damage in the upcoming section. When we actually stagger the enemy, it should be a little easier to do that. Although I think I'd like a Rav. If I need a Sentinel, I'll go to like Strategic Warfare or Solidarity. So I think I'd rather have this, because that'll let us build the bar while also letting Fang get slow on the next enemy, which I think would be pretty useful. So there you go. Alright, that should be good. Everybody good on equipment? I think everybody's got black belts now. Yeah, so we should be okay. Alright, so anyway, now that that's done, I'll be with you fellows in a moment. Let me just save first real quick. Okay, let's do this thing. Nope, but that's okay. Because we'll just catch these enemies with these hands, and that'll be enough. Oh, they're trying to curse us. That's just great. I think I'll actually do this. I'll let them focus on the next guy, and I'll just go after whoever's left. I guess Hope and I are focusing on this guy. That's fine. A couple of blitzes. They're close enough together where we should get some damage out of it. There we go. Oh, the Bombardier, I shouldn't have left him for last, because now he's going to try to use his bazooka. That's why he keeps going backwards like this. See? Bazooka. It's okay, we staggered him. What did Curse do in this one? Stop healing? It's actually the opposite of Vigilance, so it makes you more likely to stagger when you are hit by enemies, and less likely to stagger enemies when you hit them. So that's what Curse does in this one. Okay, I was going to say, well, come on then, but I was stuck on the architecture that you guys destroyed in the process of doing this, so... I'll use a Thundara, why not? I really should go after the Bombardier next, though. So I think I will. No, actually. Ruin is what I'm looking for. There we go. Yeah, Fang, you and Hope go after that guy. Oh, we're getting bazookaed anyway. Oh, never mind. Just Fang's getting bazookaed. Alright. Well. There we go. Get rid of that guy. This guy targeting me, I'm not really too concerned about him. It's fine. I mean, like, the damage he's dealing is not even remotely problematic, you know, so it's like, whatever. Might be thinking of 10 then. Yeah, I forget what Curse does in 10, but you might be right. I don't remember if I ever got cursed in 10. Like, I didn't play it that long ago, so I would think I would remember, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So, okay. Well, objective marker's here, so... You know, actually, before we hit that up, I just want to go see if... Ah, okay, I see. So if you go out this way... Well, first of all, there's a chest here now that wasn't here before. I don't know how this got here. But there you go. Oh, and it's the Brawler's Wristband. That's the Tier 2 strength version of the weapon, so or the accessory. So I guess it's good that we grabbed that. That's a hell of a place to put that, though, I'll tell you what. Alright, let's go after the Bombardier first. That is a dick move on your part, game. That was not there before all of this shit came falling down. What was it, in the ceiling or something? Yeah, Hope's father was just keeping that in the attic for when he goes to the bar in case he needs to fisticuffs anybody. Like, come on now. Alright, both of these guys should be, because they're short range, I should be able to blitz them. Okay, maybe not in this particular instance, but... Try this. There we go. think we need, whatchamacallit. I don't think we need to heal. I think we'll be okay without it. But yeah, so what you'll notice with the Axis Blade equipped is watch the ATB bar, and when we use it, if you see it glow green, it's because Lightning just charged a little bit of her ATB gauge with the attack ATB charge ability that we have on that Axis Blade. So it's pretty nice. Like I said, it makes her move faster than she normally could, and when we don't have haste in the party currently, it actually helps quite a bit. So also, if you're thinking about doing any CP farming or like credit chip farming, it might be a good idea to do it here because these soldiers will respawn if you walk around the apartment. I don't know if any of them drop that stuff, though, to be fair. I'd have to look at their drop rates. But either way. We'll just save and we'll move on now. Because I don't need to fight these guys 20,000 times unless I get stuck on the scenery again. Fine. We'll fight them one more time. At least we're not getting cursed. Curse is like slow. It has a base 20% chance of being inflicted, if I remember correctly. So, if that isn't a hint, it's also another ability that Fang can inflict on people. But yeah, watch the ATB gauge. So you see how it kind of gets that teal color to it when Lightning hits somebody? Yeah, it's because she's getting the, whatchamacallit, she's getting it charged up from the effect of the Axis Blade. So we get that little bit. It's like 40%, 30 to 40% depending on how many of her hits actually hit the enemy. That's not bad. Now you just got to find a weapon for Snow, we got to find a weapon for Fang, and then we should be in good shape. Alright, let's go in. Make sure Snow and Mr. Bartholomew got out of there. I probably should have used like a Fortisol and an Aegisol, though.
Is it over?
But it's fine.
They're fine. Your son's a tough kid.
He's pretty good at the magic casting, especially with that fancy boomerang he's got. Thing like amplifies your magic power or something. Okay. They're really busting out the army for this one. I suppose it's because we've kind of beat our way through the entire town and all of their forces at this point, but, you know.
Who ordered the battalion?
You did?
They'll take out the whole building next.
Again, here's what I want to know. What is Bartholomew's function? Is he just a citizen? See, I'm under the impression, based on the way that he's dressed and the fact that he's got the little stripes on his coat, which, I mean, that just might be a fashion statement, right? But I'm under the impression that he's like some high-ranking businessman or something, because they live in one of the fanciest apartments in Palampolum. You don't get there unless you're doing something super important. So I'm figuring he's either a government official or a high-ranking business official, in which case, why are they going to destroy the entire S-Time estate when he's in there? I know he's harbored Lassie, but do you understand what that will do to the economy? If you guys are going to make us use money, then why cause the destruction of your own economy?
I'll show you what a Lassie looks like.
How did they hear him? I don't know. There's certain things that I need explained that haven't been explained yet, and if I look in the data log and they're explained, all will be forgiven. But if not,
Me, I'm a Lassie. Surprised? Expected some kind of monster?
to be fair, if I keep
I'm flesh and blood. Like
wandering around like this,
an ordinary citizen of
I'll be a monster.
Don't you get it? This has been our home our whole lives. How could we even think about destroying it? We want to protect this place just as much as
That's why we ran through town, killing all of the Guardian Corps and PSICOM members we came across.
You must be Snow Villiers.
Oh, look, his reputation precedes him.
Yag Rosh, SciComm Division.
Yeah, I'm not remembering that, sorry. It's only 2 syllables, but I still won't remember
I
it.
understand your plight. However, the Pulse threat is not so easily dismissed. The very existence of Lassie puts every last one of us in danger. Tell me, Do you really think your life is worth more than the lives of millions of Cocoon citizens?
I don't know. Why don't you ask all the Cocoon Lassie that you've seen?
And so,
What's the difference? The person that makes you a Lassie? Still become a monster if you fail your focus.
it is my responsibility to see you put down. Your lives are forfeit.
Oh, cut the crap! You want Lassie? Then kill Lassie! Why do other people have to die? The purge has got to stop!
Do you think we want to purge our own people?
Yes.
If any trace of Pulse remains, the populace will erupt into chaos.
You're gonna end up purging everybody.
Without the purge, Cocoon will...
Cocoon will die anyway. Which of our men just threw tear gas at us? Why are my men mutinying? This has to stop. This scene needed to happen sooner. I put them in the dumpster. I will put these Lassie in the dumpster. Well, now I don't have to remember Rosh, because goodbye. I would say I hope he was wearing a bulletproof vest, but most of the people in this world bear midriff, at least, if not their entire chest, so... Yeah, no, don't think he was.
We're leaving.
They have a lot of the same fashion statements. It's a little bit more subdued than Final Fantasy X, to be fair. I think, honestly, out of all the games that Nomura was the art director on, this is one of my favorites in terms of the way the characters look. Because they look more down to earth. But it's still Final Fantasy X-ish.
I can't let you get dragged into this. I want to stay here, but there's no place for a Lassie.
Okay, but
I'm going with the others.
leaving him here, he's gonna get purged anyway.
Somehow. I promise you that.
Like, if Psycom finds him, the only people that can find
I hate to
him
run out on you.
You're not running.
are the cavalry.
This is not running away. You've made a choice. You'll survive and do what needs to be done.
You mean complete my focus?
Don't you worry about that. You make the choice.
This is probably what he's been needing to hear from his dad his entire life, so... Again, I like when they start developing the characters, I enjoy it. There's just certain questions I have that make me think, I don't know, about certain things in the environment. More tear gas! How does this keep happening? Alright, how many soldiers are gonna pour out of that damn thing?
Our turn, hero.
What? I can handle a little gas.
Catch your breath. I'll throw in some hits for
Alright,
you.
can you handle an airship full of people, though? Because, like, we're fighting the people on the airship, right? Not the airship itself. Oh, okay, we're fighting the airship itself. We have to fight the Havoc Sky Tank. That's fun, I guess. Ow. Alright, well, anyway. Once we get up, let's just start doing this. I believe if Lightning or Fang or anybody tries to use regular physical attacks, it will just, like, they'll just use, like, Lightning will use it as a gun, and use her gunblade as a gun, I should say. Hope, whenever you're ready to heal up there, buddy. You know, maybe I use Thundara twice, because there's turrets that I should probably get rid of. Wow, we're getting demolished. Maybe we use a Sentinel, actually. Hang on. Let me fix this. But yeah, let's get rid of the turret first, and then we can go from there, I think. I don't want to do this, because I don't have a Sentinel loadout otherwise, so... I guess I'll just do this for a hot minute. While Fang takes the brunt of the missiles. Yeah, I really think I should have rethought this in terms of what we use for the stuff here, you know? But whatever. It's probably okay. We'll make it work.
Thanks.
Let's try this, actually. Let's see if we can get, like, protect and stuff up, because I feel like that would work pretty well while I get rid of the rest of this turret. Okay, that's one down. Now for the rest of the turrets. Start the gauge to stabilize it while we barely keep our health up. Oh, because I'm not on something that can keep our health up, duh. That would make a lot more sense, is staying on something that can keep our health up. The protects will probably help, to be fair. Alright, let's do this now that we've got our health up a little bit. We've gotten rid of one of them, so I think we should be able to take the hits for a little while we build the gauge up. Not that we need the gauge that badly, but it should be okay. Alright, go to diversity, do the Thundara thing. But yeah, we're getting more of our bar back every time we hit them with Thundara because we're hitting multiple enemies with the Thundara. So, like, see how it charged more because we hit multiple enemies with it? Yeah, that's why. Actually, I don't even know if this guy is vulnerable to slow. He might not be. So. Alright, well that takes care of that. Next thing. Let me try regular physical attacking, actually. Okay, there we go. She uses it as a machine gun. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I care if I'm surrounded, actually. Wish I knew this earlier. This is way faster of a physical attack. What the hell, Lightning? You're holding out on me. I wish I could do this all the time. That would work way better. Yeah, the gloves are finally off. Have fun! Yeah, it's fine. We have a Sentinel, so we'll be okay. I'll just switch after I get the Thundaras off, because that'll get rid of the rest of it. Alright, now, do the attacks. We'll hit the starboard hull. Or prepare to fight. You didn't even finish the sentence there, big guy. Alright, we'll let him get the... Although, Protect's not falling off yet, to be fair, so I guess we don't really need Shell all that badly. But that's okay. I'll get the... Oh, she didn't do the attacks. That's fine. We probably don't need the Sentinel anymore, though. I think we've gotten enough of them. I'll probably just switch to Diversity. Why would I run? I'm fighting an airship, and it's actually working, so why would I run? Oh, we do have Kira. Okay. Hope was using it there just a second ago. Lightning, whenever you're ready. There you go. But yeah, that'll actually deal damage to the Sky Tank itself, which will make it a little easier to kill once you actually get to this point, so... And I think we'll just go Aggression, because I don't think we'll need to build the bar up that much. So... Where's he going? Oh, that's not good. Alright, yeah, Fang? Provoke that guy for me, please. I don't know what he's doing, but it's cinematic camera angle. He's probably about to shoot a railgun at us. So let's not... Ow. Yeah, that was... probably not necessary, but may feel better for the least, so... Alright, let's stagger him up real quick, and then we'll go to Aggression, and we'll be done. Let them do their thing. Ow. Alright, anyway. At least he's not out of range. Like, you know, they can be in other Final Fantasy games, like in XIII, you have to equip materia in order to get them when they're out of range. So, just get a little healing off, maybe build the bar just a little bit more, and then we'll go back to Aggression to finish him up. I know he's main cannoning me, but yeah, we're withstanding it enough. We should have him in this stagger. And there we go. Got him. Nice. Yeah, Sentinel makes that fight a lot easier. Sometimes the game gives you context clues of when they want you to use a Sentinel. Usually it's when you're in large numbers, like there's large numbers of enemies, or when there's a cinematic camera angle for an attack. That's your clue. If you don't have a Sentinel in those situations, you're gonna have to heal a lot. So, but it worked out. We got it. Lightning wants Snow so bad getting married to each other. I don't know if I feel that from them, but I guess that's debatable. You did? You never finished 7. Didn't like it. Oh, I enjoy 7 quite a bit. I'd never finished it as a kid. I always got stuck in the train graveyard because I was a scaredy cat when I was a kid, and that place creeped the hell out of me. And also I didn't know where to go, so. But then I finished it as an adult, and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. Anyway, for beating that guy, we get a Uraninite, whatever. It's made of uranium, that's the point. It's a pretty rare component for catalyzing weapons. And if you have the Belladonna wand and you want to make it tier 2, this is the catalyst you need. Also, we get another shop, Plautus's workshop, but I don't know if I've shopped there very often. I think it sells more weapons. We also get an expansion to our Crystarium. We're at stage 6 now, so we're working our way up. Very good, very good. You enjoy playing Dissidia 12? Yeah, I never got to play that one either. Not very good at fighting games, personally. Oh, good, he's got backup. Fun. Another boss fight, or what? I mean, seriously. They really pulled all the stops out for us. Oh. Well, that one seems friendly. I think. You stopped after killing Sapphire Weapon? You couldn't take it anymore. You already broke the game over your knee before that. You just didn't want to keep going. It is pretty easy to break the game over your knee, isn't it?
Hey, you Fang.
Oh, look, it's the Winter Soldier.
Need a ride?
This game came out before the Winter Soldier movie came out, right? So I guess the Winter Soldier took notes from him? Like, it genuinely, it's crazy how much he looks like the Winter Soldier. Like, it's uncanny. Anyway, I guess the cavalry's rescuing us now. You're gonna leave your dad here? Again.
When it comes to home,
Well, okay, they left cavalry members here to protect him. So I guess there's that. But, like, why not take him on the ship with you?
this time could be the last.
Because, like, what if SciComm comes back, or the Corps comes back the next day, and they're like, let's search the ruins. And then they find the cavalry members, and they kill them, and then, well, your dad's getting purged. Like, I feel like the only place he'd be safe is if we took him with us, right? I'm not crazy, right? Like, that just, I don't know. Yeah, goodbye, Dad. He's, I don't think we ever see him again now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure that's the last we see of him. I don't think we even see him again later on in the game when we return to, like, this general area of the map. So, that's, I don't know. I don't like that personally, but anyway, meanwhile, back where the other half of the plot is happening, 4 out of our 6 party members are in the other sections. Now we just got to get them to meet up with Saz and Vanille, who are on the opposite side of Cocoon, in Nautilus, the City of Dreams.
Seasick?
No, I'm fine.
First time on a boat, young lady?
Okay, then.
Takes a little getting used to. But anyway, yeah, we're back with Saz and Vanille. We get to play as Saz this time as well. There's also new merchandise available, apparently, so that's cool. It says I can go down here. There's platform down here, but I cannot go down here. I don't think there's any treasure to pick up in this area anyway, and if there was, I don't particularly care for it. So, like, there's nothing in this chapter that I actively need to pick up in order for us to be in good shape, so we've already got everything we need on Saz and Vanille's side of things. Yeah, boomerang storytelling. That was a horrid place for a cliffhanger. There's a reason for it, but we'll talk about that when we get... Like, there's actually a reason for them boomeranging to Saz and Vanille here, because, well, if we continued on Snow, Hope, Lightning, and Fang's side of things after this, it wouldn't really work, because their next objective has something to do with Saz and Vanille, so we'll get into that. Anyway, we got like 11,000 CP to spend, so let's spend it, shall we? But yeah, boomerang storytelling was a really big thing that Square liked to do a lot at this time of their development. Like, they did it in the after years, they did it in 10.2, I think, as well. No, maybe not in 10.2. But they kind of like do this whole switch roles thing in several of their games at this point in time, and it's not even just Square either. Like if you look at some of the subsidiaries, like Mistwalker, the one that Hinorobu Sakaguchi went to after he was done at Square, I think if I remember right, a few of the games that he made for that studio had this boomerang back and forth storytelling where they switch things in. And I think it was pretty common in media at the time, though, to be fair, so they might have just been following a media trend, but I was never a big fan of it to begin with because it kind of feels like you just kind of go back and forth and you lose the plot a little bit, you know what I mean? It just feels like it's harder to tell a story that has like a direct narrative that way, you know, but I don't know, what do I know? You have 2 role levels here that I haven't gotten? Wow, we really have been missing a lot. Alright, well, you're the de facto commando here for now, so let's work our way up with this, I guess. Don't know how far we'll get, but that's fine. Okay, that's quite a ways. Oh, your roll level's just kind of chilling out right here. Why not put it like here? Like, and then put the HP up here so it doesn't just look like it's... I don't know, that looks like it's sticking out like a sore thumb there. Anyway, we get Jeopardize. Boost chain bonus of staggered target upon attacking. That's probably pretty good because normally commandos don't boost it very much, so that's nice. Deal heavy damage with attack a target about to recover from stagger. So maybe Scourge was what I was looking for when I was trying to get Smite to work before. And what's the other one over here? Oh, Power Chain. Okay, cool. Let's get the roll level first. I'll get Power Chain as well. And then we can switch over, I guess. I'll get the magic as well. Oh, that was 1,000? Holy shit. We're going to have to be getting quite a bit of stuff after this in order to make up for that. You get Aurora up here, that's not bad. What are you getting? Synergist as well. Oh, I didn't even finish Synergist here. Okay, well, I guess I know what we're doing now. Finish Synergist real quick. We get Enfrost. Is that the last one he gets? I think so. Oh, he gets Haste up here. Well, I think we need to grab that too. Haste is a drug in Final Fantasy XIII. It's kind of hard to not use it if you've ever used it in the past. It makes you really fast. Like, your ATB bar builds up very quickly. And now that we have Haste and we have the Axis Blade, well, think about how that's going to work. With Lightning having not auto haste, but having haste put on her, and being able to charge her ATB gauge passively just by attacking enemies, you could see how that can get a little out of control. I have a plan for it, though, so I'm not going to try to break it too hard, but it might happen anyway. We'll see. You get why, it doesn't mean you like it. Yeah, and I'm in the same boat, honestly. It's like, I understand why you're doing it, but it doesn't mean I like it either, so. Alright, Vanille gets an accessory here, and there it is, so let's go grab it while we're here, just so we can get that out of the way. I might grab 2 black belts for them as well, to be honest. I feel like that would be worth our while. What else do you get here? Dispel? That might actually be useful going forward, so maybe we'll grab that while we're thinking about it. It's probably going to be most of my CP, though. Let's see. Well, we have enough to get to it. Let's see. Yeah, I should have enough to get this, too. Not that she needs the strength, but we have enough to get to it. Alright, but yeah, that might be useful. Although, I'm not sure... No, I think the NPCs, like if the AI is controlling a character, I think they do use Dispel. I think it's just Dispel God that they don't use. So... Yeah, actually, we'll leave the Ember Ring on you for now, because that'll be useful going forward, and then let's grab another black belt, I think. Although, I guess we can look at the other shops while we're thinking about it. Okay, I guess you can get the Axis Blade and the Procyon and the Belladonna wand here if you didn't get them previously, although as you can see they're very expensive, so I wouldn't buy them here if you can. I mean, I guess the Axis Blade isn't too bad, but the Procyon's a little bit. Belladonna wand, yeah, a little bit. So I wouldn't buy them from here. But if you need them, I guess you can get them from there. So, something new at Magical Moments. Oh, the Guardian Amulet. Okay, that's fine. New stuff at Creature Comforts as well. Whole bunch of other stuff on here. The Vibrant Ooze is the one that it has the highest adjustment for the EXP bonus. But again, honestly, I just buy, if you're trying to get to the ×3 multiplier, just buy 36 sturdy bones. Like, don't even bother buying anything else. Like, and later on, there's like stuff you can buy here that's more expensive that'll get you there quicker. Like, it'll get you there in 24, but it's because it's more expensive, it actually comes up to more money for 24 of those things than it does for 36 of these. So just buy sturdy bones if you want to get the organic components to get the multiplier up. It's just more efficient. Well, not efficient, but just easier that way. Less thinking involved, you know. And why think if you don't have to, right? Oh, I didn't buy a black belt. Hang on. Let me do that. That would be in B&W, I think. Yes, they're there. Buy another one of those. Get that on Vanille. And then we'll save. And I think there's a cutscene after this. I think it's a longer one, but we'll watch it and then we'll call it a day, because we'll be back tomorrow to continue working. And we most definitely, I'm like 99.9 we'll get this chapter done tomorrow, and then we'll be working on chapter 9, which is another long one. But once we get through that, probably we'll be into chapter 11, which is the longest chapter in the game, by, I'm going to say the second stream of next week, I think. So we're making decent progress. You think we can get around the line if we go this way? Maybe.
We don't get separated.
Well, stick together then. Make sure you stick in the crowd with me. We can also follow the kids. They'll know where to go. Vanille, I said stick with me. She's not sticking with me. Look, you started talking numbers, and you sure didn't get it when you played this back in 13. You used the expensive stuff. Well, the expensive stuff can be good. It's just... It's not as good, in my opinion, in terms of the adjustment. Although, again, I feel like if they wanted to do that, they shouldn't have made the adjustment numbers for the multiplier hidden. Because they're hidden, and it's like, why would you do that? Now we gotta look up a guide. So I guess that's why they would do that, is to sell the guides. Great.
Sanctum soldiers are tracking their location, but have yet to engage the fugitives. The presence of hostages has been confirmed.
Damn, whoever did the filming for this news interview did a pretty damn good job of catching all the important moments.
It's her.
Yep. Looks like the army finally found
I don't think that's who she's looking at.
Hostages? They should just blow them away with the Lassie.
Sir, what if that was your daughter?
All infected by pulse or something by now anyway.
That's a horrible thing to say. Holy shit, these people are crazy.
The parade's about to start. Come on, let's go.
We don't need to think about all this sad stuff anyway. Let's go watch the Happy Festival fireworks, yeah? Just had to grind for a week for funds. Oh yeah, that's a whole lot of fun. Yeah, we're not going to be doing that stuff. I've actually figured it out. I'm going to do a total of 28 missions. So not quite half, but just about half of the missions we'll be doing in this one. I won't be doing the vast majority of the post-game stuff. I'm actually not going to upgrade the weapons past Tier 1 either. You can think of that as a sort of little challenge for myself. But yeah, I don't really see the point, honestly. I feel like just getting the level 1 weapons to star level should be enough to beat the main game, at least. And the missions that we want to beat. So.
Hey, loosen up. Gotta make the most of this. Right?
I mean, I guess as long as we're not running away, but
I
I feel like she's still...
Better to do it with a smile.
She's still kind of worried about the whole running away thing. Like, she's doing it, but she doesn't know if what she's doing is right.
The Sancta Parade. A pageant commemorating the war between Cocoon and Pulse.
Why would you commemorate something like that? Oh wait, there are like parades for World War II still. Never mind. Well, maybe not so many of those now, but like parades for other wars.
The show is starting. Look.
The show's starting. The CGI has begun. Why is the Jacob Tower here? Why are they throwing CDs at people? What if those hit someone in the face? Those could hurt. What did they do to Carbuncle? My poor boy! Sorry. Why would they dress him in that outfit? God damn. First they turn him into a face monster from Persona 3, and now this? He didn't do anything to deserve that. These people are something else. I want to say horrible things. Wait, is there anyone else to run at this point? Not really, honestly. This is pretty much as far as they can go. Like, this is the farthest away from Palimpolem as they can get reasonably. So. I guess they really used the dance choreography stuff they had from Final Fantasy X for this, didn't they?
With Pulseborn smite and savage might, I will destroy Cocoon!
Evil Lassie, huh? We don't get to control Ifrit in this one.
Here comes the attack from Pulse.
We do get Shiva, but, you know. Guess we should be glad that they didn't bank on the actual pyrotechnics, huh? It's just lights.
With trusty blade and Falsi's aid, I will defend Cocoon!
So is that supposed to be Ramu?
To battle!
Or is it Odin without the horse? Because it's not Shiva. See, here's a weird thing for me about all this. Oh, nice, it's, oh, okay. I was going to say the Emperor of Palamecia, but fair enough. I think that's supposed to be Valifor? Maybe? But yeah, here's a weird thing for me, is the populace of Cocoon is always incredibly spooked by the idea of, oh, they're focused, and these Lassie need to do that. But then when a Cocoon Falsi makes a Lassie, like, they still have a focus, guys. And they're still afraid of that.
Sometimes I
There's, like,
could our deaths have brought back peace?
actual, like, people that talk about, oh, yeah, well, you know, we don't want to be a Cocoon Lassie either, because then we'd have a focus and we'd be Lassie, so that would be bad, even though they're touted as here. Like, there's a disconnect there, and I don't understand why. Sorry, I'm talking about that as Vanille's having a heroic blue screen of death, basically, but, you know.
I'll let you decide.
She knew!
Just
Literally, just, guess this is just part don't vibe with. It's kind of boring, a lot of pomp, circumstance, and flash, but it's really not all that engaging.
Nautilus Park Day.
I mean, considering how fast-paced the last chapter is, I can kind of understand. I think there's a falling action that's happening here a little bit, but I think it's important stuff. Although, if I'm honest, the resolution of it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but we'll talk about the resolution when we actually get there.
Great.
But first, we have to go to Nautilus Park with Saz and Vanille and see what Saz has cooked up for this little park date on the next episode of Final Fantasy XIII, the Stream Edition, which will be happening tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Boy, I hope I come out of this cutscene right next to a save point. I do not. Okay, let's go find one, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, maybe not just yet, because there's no save point between us and here. Well, that would have been a perfect transition, but oh well. Alright, well, then, I guess, well, then come on, young lady. Get a move on. I guess we'll just keep going, then. Boy, that took the wind out of my sails now, didn't it? Nothing over here, though. I'm just gonna look and see if they have any treasure lying around. I can't imagine they would, because, I mean, I gotta imagine the populace of Cocoon would just, I don't know, unlock it? But what do I know, right? So let's go look for a save point, and then we'll call it a day. How about that? It's all the lights. It's probably giving you a headache. Don't leave me too! Yeah, sorry. I usually go for about 3 hours, and that's about it for me.
Huge amusement park built by the same.
Can't go much longer. I'm an old man. It makes me too tired. I'm like Saz. I found out, by the way, that Saz is actually older than I thought. I was thinking 36. That's actually Bosch from Final Fantasy XII. Saz is 40.
Hope I can at least tell him about it.
So, he's even older than most JRPG grandpas could be.
I do know where they're keeping him.
Can I come with you?
Sure. More than merrier.
Why not? We'll both just go take my son back from the sanctum.
Someone special out there?
Special? No.
Oh, come on. You literally just saw her.
Really? Now that is kind of
Mm.
sad.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm kidding. I didn't mean to upset you.
Well, I'm just fine, thank you.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
I wanted to tell him everything, but I couldn't. Not until the time was right.
When is it gonna be right to tell him what you need to tell him, Vanille? It's pretty important stuff that you're withholding from him. Just saying. Still no save point. I was gonna say, when is it gonna be important? Find out, but no, there's still no save point, so. Hopefully third time's the charm here. It's okay. We're only a little bit over our time at the moment, so. Ah, here's the save point. And board. Board for what? Now I don't know if I should do that or not, so I guess we'll find out if I should or I shouldn't on the next episode of Final Fantasy XIII, the Stream Edition, where we'll also go through the rest of Chapter 8. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I will see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, take care and have a good one.
We don't get to go for a ride?
Not today. This old man's tired. I gotta take a break, young lady. She crouched over. She's so sad.